Hello, everyone. We appreciate your company again. Thank you so much for making time to join us for our open forum political talk show, where we are looking at the latest development in our Kenyan politics and what do we think of the future of this country and who helps us get there safely. Well, today we'll be looking at Mama Ida Odinga's speech at Azimio La Umoja and her significant role in Kenyan politics. This is one woman that has gone through more than what most women can bear in terms of the husband being on the front line in the politics and the persecution that comes thereby affecting his family and all that are around him. But there is one pillar in his life that is Mama Ida Odinga. I want us to look at that and so I welcome you into the studio wherever you are around the world. Let us get in and dissect the speech that she gave and one of the significant roles she has already played in Kenyan politics, and where is her role coming in terms of shaping the future of Kenyan politics. There are some people, we call them unsung heroes, and I believe Mama Ida is one of them. She has been the strongest woman, in my opinion, in persevering and going through all those persecution, but always committed and supportive to the cause of her husband. This is one admirable couple that everyone is talking about. What do you think? What is the secret? What lessons do we draw from all this? So let's use the link in the comments to get into the studio and let us break this down for everyone to understand and for everyone to gain from our discussion. I believe one of the reasons why we are placed here is not just to appear, but also to see to it that we shape the future by ensuring that the truth stands as the pillar upon which everything is weighed and everything is placed on the right track. So use that link and let us get talking. There is John James. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. You are tuned live from Kibwezi. God bless you. Sunday Sana. Rashford keeps just fat. Leave us alone. Hustler Nation is the deal. You're welcome. Hustler Nation is part of this nation, I believe. And we only have one nation, it's called Kenya. So whether you are a hustler or you are a dynasty or a sonko, whichever title you want to accrue on your name, we are all Kenyans. And being Kenyans, Kenya becomes our business. And so everything happening in Kenya becomes a subject for us to look into and discuss at length. And so Mama Ida is not a foreigner. Mama Ida is a Kenyan woman that has led this country through the struggle behind the scenes, I believe. But it is good we talk about her. There are great lessons we can draw. Today's marriages are falling apart. People married today, they disagree. Even when they disagree politically, they end the marriage. What is it that makes this powerful couple be so admirable until now? I noted somebody who made a comment on Facebook and said that many women require and admire and enjoy public acknowledgement, just like the comments that Baba gave about Ida yesterday in public before those masses that were at Kasarani. And then he commented and said, but very few will be willing to go through what Ida went through, waiting for his man to be released or living without being sure whether he will come alive or dead. That is a state that most people cannot even imagine. And so I believe wherever you are around the world, you will find this necessary and something for us to dive into and ensure that we are talking right, to see to it that we are drawing the required lessons. The cheapest way to succeed is find someone who is succeeding, see what they do to succeed, do the same, you will succeed. Uh, this is one person that she may not have been on the front line of the struggle, but her own struggle, suffering for what the husband believes is something that is admirable and something that all of us needs to look into and learn all we can learn. So those of you that are joining, please join and use the link in the comments to get into the studio. Let's begin to talk before time begin to fail us. Thank you so much. Thank you, John James. Thank you, Penny Nyagaka. You say love and respect Mama Ida. What she said about Kisii old ladies makes a lot of sense. Oh, what? Okay, I didn't get that, but whichever the case, Mama, she says she's now the mother of millions and millions of daughters around the country. So we have every reason to share into that glory and into that passion of for this country. No doubt that this is one family that has suffered a lot for this country, and they have also caused a lot to take place for this country, and so they deserve respect and the acknowledgement that comes by the same. There is a notion out there of people claiming that the suffering and the pain and that these particular leaders of the struggle went through is only worthy being compensated by a court of law and not good enough to be rewarded by the presidency and things like that. Now, if that is a good way of looking at it, but anybody will talk about the storm as long as they saw it happening, but were never inside it. The man who has been in the storm and came out alive has a different story to tell than the cameraman who was taking the shots of how the storm was raging. He may describe the storm and be able to paint a picture of how the storm looked, but the truth is, doesn't know what the storm is. But the one who was in the midst of the storm, even when the cameraman was snapping, that man has a story to tell because he was in the cooking pot. He was not around the fire, he was in the cooking pot, and therefore he will appreciate more of what the storm is, of what the pot is, than the people who are observing from their sides. And so it makes all sense in all the world when we all begin to appreciate that the great price that has been paid for this nation to progress to where it has progressed to cannot be wished away. Even those who don't want to hear history or don't want to, they have a dislike for history. They may have their personal reasons why they have a dislike for history, but you can't deny it, okay? You can't deny it. As late as early 90s, this country was a police state. Everybody was careful. You can't make any comment. You can't say anything against the government or else you land into narrow chambers and your life will never be the same again. But we have all come through that, and now we are a free nation. We can tell the president anything, anytime, and we will still go home and sleep. What a change. What a great change that has taken place in our world. So young people, let us begin to appreciate this and begin to flow with an understanding that where we have come from has not always been like now. But we thank God that we have been able to come all through, and now we have arrived where we are. And by God's grace, we wish and pray to go in a better place than where we are right now. So keeping the right focus, and which begins by appreciating those that were used by God to help us to come where we are, is the way to go. If I remember what the late Vice President Omala Kijana used to say a great leader is great because, no, not because of his personal prowess, but because of the shoulders that they stand on that preceded them. And that's what makes leadership to be strong, where you acknowledge those that you learned from that brought you where you are, and you can now begin to see better because you are standing on the shoulders of people who saw you and helped you get where you got. And so as Kenyans, we have a great deal to appreciate and be able to embrace what needs to be embraced. But as at now, we're in a historic moment that we must embrace and be able to look into keenly so that we make decisions rightly. Thank you very much for joining. Those of you that are joining, karibu sana. Lagat Chepka what? Chepkarol. Hey, long name, huh? Lagat, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
How are you today?
I'm good, I'm fine.
Yes, wewe ndio kwanza kufika na kupatia nafasi ya kwanza kutoa mchango wako. Tunaangazia Mama Ida and her speech at Azimio La Umoja and her significant role in Kenyan politics. Karibu.
Kwanza nashukuru sana. Nilikuwa nataka niseme hivi, ukiona hiyo speech ya Mama Ida Odinga iko na uzito fulani, utajua kwamba amejitolea na ametoa baba kwa moyo mmoja ili aweze kukomboa Kenya. Unajua venye uchumi iko, unajua venye vijana wamefinywa, na hiyo ni kitu ambayo ametoa kwa roho kama mama. Na unajua mama akishafungua roho kwake, ametoa kwa moyo mmoja. Na ametoa, uliona hata matamshi yake, aliongea mpaka akatetemeka. Ukiona hiyo ni uzito wa mama, upendo wa mama. Na hiyo ndio kitu yenye tuna embrace, hiyo ni kitu tumefurahia kama vijana. Na tunasema Mungu abariki hiyo familia. Asante.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lagat. Nelson, how are you?
Bernard, how are you?
I'm well. Good to see you. Nowadays, you match up a platform peke yako.
I'm around. I will let Honorable Salim and Fred Kasuti to give their comments first. Then I come again and give my comments.
Okay, sawa. Thank you. Haya, Honorable Salim. Omuhaya. Omuhaya. Is it Omuhaya? This is powerful. Ebuan mute utusomee jina lako vizuri. Mimi ni Mluya kabili lakini imenishinda.
Good evening everyone.
Good evening to you. Karibu.
Ani wewe ni Mluya lakini umeshinda kusoma ni Omuhwaya.
Omuhwaya.
Yes. Yes, Monroe. So asante sana everyone.
Yeah,
I
it's okay.
think,
Just carry on.
hello, unanisikia?
Well, hiyo ngoma inatoka kwako ama iko hapa kwangu?
Hebu punguza sauti ya TV. Okay, ni TV ndio ilikuwa inawacha kupunguza sauti. Okay, sasa
Okay. Yeah,
I think mimi nitazungumzia kwa about the Azimio La Umoja which happened yesterday. First of all, I thank Mama Ida for her speech. That was a very powerful speech that she gave, and releasing Baba to vie. Although it's not the first time Baba is vying, it's the 5th time. So her speech was good. Although Mimi, I had an issue on the starting point. The prayers. I am a Muslim. The man who mwenye aliomba first was a Muslim. I think you heard everything how he prayed. Ati ufisadi sijui alliance Mungu asipe ufisadi alliance ni uongozi. I think prayer is meant to unite everyone. Christian, Muslim, UDA, ODM, Ford Kenya. Prayers are not meant to divide any political line. The way that Sheikh.
Kwanza honorable. Swali kwako ni kwamba ufisadi
Yes.
Daima Alliance ni party gani hiyo?
Yeah. UDA. That's my party.
Hapana. Yenu inaitwa ufisadi Daima.
Bernard,
Yes,
just a
UDA.
question.
So,
Just a question.
wait a minute, Nelson. Wait a minute. Hapa Kenya hakuna chama ya ufisadi alliance, ufisadi Daima Alliance yenye inavai yenye kuna presidential candidate. So let's not wacha tusijifanye wajinga. Alikuwa anamaanisha UDA.
You are taking offense for nothing. Okay? You are taking offense over nothing. Kama chama yenu haipo ufisadi Daima Alliance, hamkukuwa kwa hiyo maombi na hayo maombi yako kinyume na nyinyi. Lakini kama mnakubali kwamba chama chenu kinasimamia ufisadi Daima Alliance, basi iwe hivyo, tutafuta imam tukamwelekeze asiwaombe tena. But nyinyi mkijijua na mnajua msimamo wenu, you don't take offense over what is offside.
Okay, unajua, I am not taking an offense on my political party. The offense that we took is for him trying to take political line. Let's imagine, let's say Ufisadi Daima Alliance party is there. What do you think the people in Ufisadi Daima party will think? So let's leave that one alone. So the Baba, I think this time he's serious more than he has been serious, and we in UDA we are more serious. So the only problem that is at the moment hakuna kitu Baba anaenda kukomboa. Kenya ilikombolewa kitambo. So I don't see ile kitu mnasema sasa ni Baba anakuja kukomboa nini? Mbona why is Baba saying that he will be giving out Kenyans unemployed youth 6,000? Hiyo pesa itatoka wapi? Hiyo pesa achukua aende huko mali kuna shamba kama huko nini Marsabit, kuna shamba kubwa Isiolo. Mbona why don't they build the factories there? Then they employ the youth there. Why are they insisting on giving handouts? That 6,000 per month is handouts. We are not for those 6,000. They will make our youth just to relax in base, Mogoka base, waiting for 6,000 per month. People need to work, my friend.
Where did you hear that?
6,000. Wacha kuniambia hujasikia mambo ya 6,000.
6,000 for the youth, Jaskia. Nasikia kutoka
kila month wa Kenya, yes. Si youth wa Kenya.
For the youth.
Wenye wako not for the youth. Si hata wa youth wako hapo. The unemployed ones.
The youth watakaa kwa mgoga, hawataenda kufanya job. You are the one talking, mheshimiwa. I'm just using your words.
You know what I was meaning.
Salim, ni venye anajiita honorable. This is not a mheshimiwa.
I am vying for Kiamaiko MCA seat 2022.
You're fine. You're fine. You're still Salim.
Yes. Yes, I even fight last time.
Utaanguka.
So, yeah,
Utaanguka.
mimi kuanguka it's normal. Hata baba ameanguka mara mingi, hajai nini, hajai
Sasa
kufa.
baba, uzuri baba ni mzee,
Honorable
wewe ni
Salim,
kijana utaanguka utaibika.
Honorable Salim,
Baba alianza kwa yes.
did you watch the show with your fellow aspirant just a few minutes ago?
The show minute ago.
Yes,
I was offline. No, I was offline.
Sasa utaipata hapo kwa YouTube, alafu ufuate, then ukitaka kuja kwa hiyo show utaniongelesha.
Okay.
Utaacha namba yako kwa hii private chat, alafu tuta pick from there. But narudi kwako kwa hiyo swala lako la 6,000. Why are you misrepresenting information when you know clearly what the information is?
Bernard.
Yes.
I think when Baba was launching this Azimio La Umoja countrywide, he said it very clearly that when he takes over as the president of the Republic of Kenya, his government will be giving unemployed, can I say youth or unemployed people 6,000 per month. I think that's what he said, 6,000 per month. It's there, my friend. So what you were asking.
Interjection, please.
Fred, no, out of order, Fred. Mimi ndo na deal na Salim. Wacha tumalizane na yeye vizuri. Okay?
Okay.
Let me give you the information. Let me give you the right information. Baba said, according to the statistics of the last census, where we say that everything everybody owns, okay? They reveal that there are 2 million families in Kenya that don't have any income. They are living by the grace of God.
Yes.
He said those
I know that. I am aware.
Yes. Those 2 million families will be entitled to 6,000 a month until one of the family members gets a reliable job to take care of the family responsibilities. So it was not money to be distributed to the youth. It is money for those families in the family setting, household, not individuals who got to sit on the bench to wait for the money. So wewe hiyo ingine ya bench ulitoa.
Sasa unaona ndio umeongea vizuri. You have elaborated it, my friend, now that we have a very big number that even go hungry in these households. So if that was Baba, if that's what Baba was meaning, then that is a tick, but not as it has been going around, or what he had said earlier, what it had been said earlier, that everybody will be given 6,000. So kama ni hiyo, that household, kama kwa wale unemployed household 6,000, that's good. I think that is the political strategy, and it can earn him votes.
Sawa, thank you. I think tusonge kwa mtu mwingine ama una la ziada?
Wacha tusonge kwa mwingine sasa.
Okay,
no, Bernard, can we ask just a question, please? A point of interruption, please.
Welcome back with a point of interruption.
Thank you. In fact, I've never left the channel. I've been watching, but this Honorable Salim has forced me to join, because these are the kind of youths, a very young man, energetic, who want to vie for an MCA, and is talking like as if he doesn't even understand what is happening. Please, Honorable Salim, just shine your eyes. Stop contradicting anything, even that is good. When it's good, just the way you have accepted it. When it's good, accept it's good. When it's bad, you say it's bad. But don't contradict something you don't understand. Now Bernard is just explaining to you. You are accepting that is state, but you are contradicting before analyzing and understanding what he meant. Stop putting your head on only on one ground, that whatever he's saying is bad. When you want to vie, Raila put it very clear. That thing is happening not only in Kenya. It's in Kenya, it's going to start now. But it has happened in so many countries, even outside of the countries. There are people who cannot manage to get even food per day. That's why the government will sit down and see how many people cannot even make. We have got people who are they cannot even walk. They don't have even hands. How do we call them in English? Handicapped. So these are the people who will get help from the government instead of you going to give him 1,000 one day, then you go and disappear like you want to vie. By the time you are vying for that your seat, you are going to give them 50 euro, 50 shillings. Then the next day you disappear. After 5 years, you come again with your 50 shillings. And Raila meant that he want to save the family for a long time, so long as you are not able to work. And before you start that, there will be a way to know which family cannot get it, just to improve the life of everybody. Thank you. But please turn your eyes before you contradict somebody. Even me, I'm not a Uda. I don't support Uda. But when Uda talk of something that is genuine, I will just say that one they are talking is good. When Raila says something that is good, you don't just close your eyes and say, okay, because Uda say wheelbarrow, we have to push wheelbarrow. Even if you are pushing wheelbarrow to ECU River, you'll just push it there. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you, Kizito. Mute your mic. Salim, you have a response quickly, less than half a minute.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Kizito, that was very nice. I am not opposing to anything that Baba is saying. In fact, we know Baba as an Ningima. I am from Kakamega. We border Baba. So, me, it's only on political views that we may differ. But on other issues, Baba is our brother. And this political, whoever wins, wins. If I become an MC in Kiamaiko, Baba becomes a president, we work with him. And if Ruto becomes a president, and somebody else wins an ODM as MCA, he works with the Ruto. So, you know, our main issue is to help those people who Baba says, and we say we know, goes hungry. That's what we are there for, to help. And that's what we are in politics for. So, me getting into politics, last time, let me say this. Last time I vied in Kakamega, Butere, 2017. This time, here in Kiamaiko, Madare sub-county, where I stay, the youth here have told me that if you go back to Kakamega and vie there, don't come back here because you know our problems. You are a youth. Why don't we just vie here? We will support you. Because I know what is to go hungry on an empty stomach. Waking up, you have not paid rent for 2 months. You know, we in the ghetto, we know tunajua hizi shida. Hawa wale watu wanakaa Karen, Runda, najua hawajui shida ni nini bwana.
Honorable Salim, tulia hapo. Tuta pick from there later. Nelson, what is the matter?
I felt like you were taking too much of my time and I had already gathered enough to contribute. Now, Honorable Benson. First and foremost, just but to comment about your comments and your contribution before I dive into the main topic of discussion. I think if at all you are serious that you are vying for any position in this country politically, then you need to go and read 48 laws of power. That is thing one. Thing two, I would really advise that you edit your name from Honorable Salim to just become Salim, because I don't see a politician in you. Reason being, just in this platform, yes, we disagree to agree, but just in this, a politician is one person who remains with his stand, even if it is a lie or it is a truth. Ashaisema, anabaki naye. Look at Ruto. Ruto lies in a broad daylight, in fact, including in church. Anasema uongo na stick to that uongo. Atatoka na hiyo uongo. Just check on YouTube all the interviews that he has had with Citizen TV guys, Ken Mijungu, name them. Every lie that he puts across, he maintains. Hapa inafika place nani anakukujia na wewe ushasema we are brothers. You know, this is just politics. Baba is an enigma. That is not a politician. I think you better choose another thing. Now, back to, I was not personal, by the way, bro. We are being friends here. I'm just telling you the truth. Now, back to the Azimio La Umoja speech, Ida Odinga.
Mandela, Mr. Hon.
Sorry? Hello?
Bro Benson, you are mute and talking.
Mandela said...
Yeah. We can't hear you.
Hello?
Bro Benson.
Yes.
There is something wrong with your audio. You will get out and fix it fast. Nelson, continue.
Yeah. Yeah, so back to the Azimio La Umoja thing. Bernard, you know me, I call a spade and a spoon, not a big spoon, not a spade. Not a small spoon, eh? Well, it was Raila's day. They did their thing. It was awesome. But you know, I'm one of those people who don't just agree with everything just because I support a given device. It was a copy paste. This was a complete copy paste of what Barack Obama did in United States of America when he was going to vie for the first time as a president of the United States, including the peg that he gave Ida Odinga. Barack kissed Michelle Obama while giving his speech. This was a copy paste. My brothers, this was a copy paste. But anyway, I don't have an issue with that. It was good. One good thing that came to me that I also learned, I'm giving you lessons that I learned and things that I observed. The thing I also learned is that Kumbe Baba is still able to cram a speech of 6 pages without even referring. Kumbe hii cramming power bado iko. Because the guy had his iPad in front of him and he kept on talking without even referring to a single word. But one thing that was really so much obvious and people could not even tell, Raila could not look the other side. It is like he was reading some screen. One side. At no given point did he even change to look at this side for 5 minutes. One side talking about his speech. Now, the thing is, we go back to what Atuli said. Ida Odinga simply reminded us that there are a lot of things that we need to do as a country in order to be on the right side of history politically. And that is what Atuli told us. Atuli simply asked us, in whose hands are we safe? In whose hands are we safe? Salim, Ruto is circulated and surrounded by thieves, looters, money launderers, no reformer, no ideologies, no what? Experienced politician, young bloods wenye wako na damu moto za kutengeneza pesa za haraka. Pinpoint one person mwenye ako na umri wa kuambia mtu do this, do that in terms of so far as wisdom is concerned, mwenye ako karibu na Ruto. isipokuwa Rigathi Gachagua, who is a hate monger. Jamaa akiongea tu hivi unasikia tu like jamani kama amechukua kisu amepeana mwingine eti wewe donga huyu ni supporter wa Raila. Gachagua, that is Gachagua. So personally for me, I think everything played out well. Let's give him the last, or probably this would be the last chance of attempt. I believe that we will be safe in his hands than Ruto's hands. As I always say, Ruto is unpresidential. But Honorable Salim, check your stand. If you want to be a politician, keep on the trail, man. That is my take.
Okay, thank you, Nathan. Thank you. Please mute your mic, Brother Benson.
Hello. Nilikuwa mbali kidogo.
Hello.
Okay. Yes.
Nichangie. Umeshukia railways umeenda kutafuta nini?
Mimi nilikuwa nauliza Mandela alikuwa anasema
kuja hapo karibu na Mr. Price.
Hold on. Kuna mtu anadirect
ulizie magari za kukuja nini? Utafute magari za kukuja Udhiru Kino. Alafu useme unashuka 87 junction.
That could be Mandela.
Who is Mandela?
That was me. I was giving somebody direction.
On air.
Hello, sorry about that.
I was asking, you were saying I should go and read the 48 laws of power or on Salim?
I was sorry.
Were you asking me to go read 48 laws of power or on Salim because you say Bro Benson? Oh,
no. Salim, not Benson. Salim. You had not even given any communication, any comment about anything. So it was Salim we were talking to. You know, Salim seemed to be so much clueless to an extent that he is only picking one point that Raila said, and he didn't even understand the point, and he's just coming with it cluelessly. Ni kama mtu anakopi mtihani ya mwenzake na anakopi mpaka jina.
Okay, asante. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. I want us to please keep with our standing orders. That is, keep your mic mute until it's your turn to speak. There is one of my favorite guys here, Nick. Anytime I mute his mic, he unmutes. I mute, he unmutes. I mute, he unmutes. Sasa analazimisha nipeleke quarantine kwa sababu hawezi kaa kama iko on, inasumbua other people's contribution. So mpaka Nick akubali kuswear kwamba hata unmute ndio tumrudishe. Nick.
Naam.
Una hapa ya kwamba uta unmute mpaka nikwambie unmute.
Ni sawa.
Hapa, wacha kusema ni sawa.
Nimesikia.
Asante. Sasa mute.
Nimesha mute. Already nisha mute.
Sikia kile umesema. Wewe Miki wewe.
Nataka kuchangia kiasi.
Unaona? Hold on. Nick, tutakuja kwako. Don't break the flow. I want us to have a flow. Honorable Salim, tulia kwanza tafadhali. Kuna wale ambao hawajasema chochote au wanaongea kwanza alafu tutakuja kwa raundi yako. Tuanze na Fred Kasuti. Tufuate Mkururo, then Brother Benson, then there's this other Fred. Alafu tusonge mbele. Haya Kasuti, twende.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening to you, karibu.
Asante sana. Bila kutoka nje ya mada ya siku ya leo, I will start with my brother anaitwa Mukwaya or Mukwanja. He started by the prayer that was made in a stadium. My Bible tells me that God don't answer prayer God listened prayer and he fulfilled his word. So that that kind of prayer, it was the prayer of Sheikh, but God was listening. Did he mention anything, or did he say anything that which is written or which is recorded either in the Quran or in the Bible, so that God can fulfill it? If yes, you can keep that answer for yourself, because my Bible tells me that each and every word that came from the mouth of God shall not return empty, but to remain until accomplish the purpose. Aja nitoke hapo. So madeo,
before
there is something was clear
Nelson, you're out of order.
when it comes.
What Bible is so sensitive? Bible is so sensitive.
What did the Bible say?
Well, my friend has just said his Bible says that God listens to prayers but not answer prayers. I think that is misleading. If at all is sure of that, then he should quote that Bible plus the verse. Now, just to comment about that Salim said, I just wanted to say, two wrongs do not make a right. Don't come pinpointing the prayer of that Muslim sheikh, and you forget about a pastor who stands before the congregants and says and call Raila names but praises Ruto and says God should bless Ruto and God should punish Raila. So I think it does not make sense when the other pastor does so, and it doesn't make sense when someone prays eti chama cha nini 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 sipewe uongozi, of which he was not even specific. For me, that is the only comment I would make. But when you come and say that God only listens to prayers but does not answer prayers, please pinpoint which verse, which Bible. Let us not bring Bible into politics and mislead people.
Hey. Now, when it comes to matters
My
Bible,
friend, my friend Nelson, my friend Nelson, allow me to school you now, because you have come to that. Let me school Nelson. Let me school him. Politics and Bible,
when you begin
those
that
things
schooling,
goes parallel.
It's eating in your 2 minutes. It's eating in your 2 minutes. That's remember that. Thank you.
Okay. I told you, God listened prayers, but he fulfilled his word. And my Bible tells me that each and every word came from the mouth of God shall not return empty. It will remain until accomplish the purpose. Okay? Tuachane na hiyo. Hiyo haikuwa yangu, ilikuwa ni ya by the way, kwa sababu Salim alikuwa ameongelea. That's not my agenda. My agenda is, according to what Mama Ida spoke yesterday. In fact, this should be go down to the young women and young couples. As you engage yourself in partnership with your partner, what exactly do you see in your partner that will make you to bind to him in good, in sickness, in poverty, in turmoils, to stick there? Because what we are seeing right now in this generation, let me not use it in our country, in this 21st century, so many young couples, within a period of time, you hear they disagree, they break up, they go. But when you listen how Mama Ida spoke yesterday, it seems like these two people, they had a purpose in life. And that purpose, it's what has made them to bind together, to stick together, and to face all difficulties that has come to their ways, and they have won it, they have overcome it. So I feel like somebody who was being renewed again. If there is something that I have not done, now there is something I learned from there, and I will start doing it. So me, I believe strongly in my heart that Mama Ida did something that she has never done that before. Even although Baba has been campaigning, has been presidential candidate for 4 times, this kind of occasion has never taken place. This is just one, its own kind. It has never taken place. To go and to an extent that now I release Baba to you, to the country, to the Kenya, to the people of Kenya. This has never happened. So we need to give Mama Ida big credit, and we need to see that one as it has its own blessings, by the way, because all these 4 times Baba has been going alone. We tunasikianga tu ndio huyo amenasa huko, ndio huyo ako kwa kodi, ako coded huko, alafu anatokelezea tu kwa akiingia kwa rezi akikimbia. Unaona? But now here is coming akona pack up from the and then we know very well, even you and I know very well, that where there is a successful man, there is a strong woman behind, which means this time round, with a strong woman behind, I'm telling you, I can see this one as a through pass, and we not even, but we should not relax so much, not going to the ground, not continue convincing people, not continue telling people truth, because it's the only truth will make people to realize their dream. So as I conclude, let me say that Mama Ida set a very good example to our nation, and I'll be so eager to see all other great women in our country take the same route, the same course. Thank you, Bernard.
All right, thank you, Fred. We appreciate your contribution. Let's keep moving. Twende kwa Bro Benson.
Oh, Bwana Bernard and everybody, habari zenyu?
Fiti, namna gani?
Mimi niko salama hapa. Mi kwanza ningependa kuwashukuru wote walioko and wale ambao wanatutazama pia. Kuongea tu kidogo kuhusu speech ya Mama Ida. To me it was a speech, and she was just expressing herself and giving her blessing to the husband, and so the Kenyan people will decide, and let's hope and see what will happen in the game. Another thing about that I could just comment very briefly is about Salim. Salim is somebody who is vying for a seat and for leadership. And I've always insisted, leadership usually doesn't have a tribe. Leadership does not have a party. Leadership leadership is like something that you want to change because like people are following you. And if you are a good leader will always think of generation. A leader does not think of affiliation or what people say. Even if you vie with the UDA and you have a very good vision for the people that you're going to lead, and through your leadership skills, you're going to change the life of people. Parties do not change the life of people that you lead. It doesn't. Tribe does not change the people that you lead, but the type of leadership that you are offering, that is what going to change your environment, the people that you lead, and will change how our country thinks. And that's what I would like. And that's what I'm also urging each and every member on this panel or anybody who is watching us who are planning to vie. Vie with ODM, vie with UDA, vie with any party. But make sure that you in your leadership, you have something very special for our country, Kenya, that is going to see a change, that your leadership, that one time when we'll be evaluating you, we will see change. And that is what we call a leadership. That's what I would like to talk about. And I know as time goes, I will come back and comment. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Bro Benson. Mute your mic, please. Kenneth Abongo, if you're able to get me, Kenneth Abongo, your device is not well connected. It can't be added to the studio. You get out of the studio and then make sure that when you're logging in, when you click on the link, give StreamYard control over your audio and your camera. That is the only way you'll be able to get into the studio and be able to talk. So Kenneth Abongo, if you can hear me, correct that and you will be able to get into the studio. Thank you. Let's hear from this other Fred.
Habari.
Salama, namna gani?
Mimi niko fiti, labda nyinyi.
Tuko wazima, karibu.
Sasa mimi nataka kuchangia speech yenyewe ya Mama Ida iko ambayo ilikuwa poa. Na it's the first time kukuja on public kusema hiyo speech. Mimi napongeza. Lakini kitu mimi naona si mzuri. Mzee bwana amechoka bwana. Mzee hafai uongozi. Mzee anafaa apumzike. Yo mama anafaa mlinde huko nyumbani, achie vijana huko nje bwana, watawale bwana. Sasa wenye wanasema eti which is and will we save, I think the deputy president, that and will be safe than huyo mzee. Yo mzee atakuwa na controliwa na hao watu makatel. Juu si ndio wanaona wako karibu na yeye. Sasa hakuna haja tuseme tutakuwa ina good safe hand kwa huyo mzee. Cartel moja Atuoli, CK Macharia, hao ni makateli wakubwa hao. Sasa hakuna, unaona kama Atuoli hakuna kitu analetea common workers labor, hakuna kitu analetea. Ni kuongea tu mambo ya mzee na kucriticize hiyo debut. Mimi sioni kama mzee anatosea. Mzee anafaa sasa apumzike, apewe retire yake kutoka politics, arudi kwa nyumba. Alinde na huyo mama niliona ako strong.
Fred, nauliza wewe. Kuna sheria Kenya inazuia watu kuvai kwa president wakiwa umri gani?
Kwani si kuna retirement bwana?
No, nakuuliza constitutionally is there an age limit on who can vie for president and who can't?
Age limit sijaona kuna mahali, lakini naona mzee amechoka.
Hakuna, sawa. Pili, okay? Pili. Urais wa Kenya unapeanwa ama unaenda kwa election unawin?
Unaenda kwa election.
So ni kuzuia mtu kwenda kwa election.
Sasa mimi maoni yangu,
yes.
Maoni yangu mzee, saizi mahari yako mzee anafaa pumzike.
No, mimi nakuuliza wewe kama Fred, okay? Kama sheria inaruhusu mtu yeyote kuvai for president, okay? Na kuna sheria inazuia mtu yeyote kuvai for president. Mbona mnataka mzee azuiwe kusimama?
Sasa
hiyo ndio swali.
Hiyo ni niaba yangu. Labda kuna mwenye atanisupport. Lakini mzee hakuna mahali anazuiwa. Lakini kuweka kando,
yeye amejitoa anavai, okay? Mdavadi pia amesema amevai. UDA guy Hasla amesema pia anavai. Hakuna kati ya hawa ambaye amesemwa wewe ni rais. Wote wanaenda kuvai kwenda kwa ballot. Ballot ndio itaamua nani atakuwa rais. Mbona mmelenga mtu mmoja, mnasema huyu atoke kwanza ndio vijana wasimame?
Na huyo mtu analenga mtu. Si anataka kuzuia huyo mwingine, anasema eti ni mufisadi. Although huyo mzee ndio mufisadi mkubwa hii Kenya.
Nani mwingine?
Si anazuia huyo Ruto eti ni mufisadi.
Raila ni member wa UDA.
Si Raila anasema huyu member wa UDA ni mfisadi, yeye ni msafi kama pamba. Although huyo mzee
nataka uelewe kwamba hii platform haturuhusu propaganda. Mimi nataka tuelewane, okay? Kama deputy president ana chama inaitwa UDA, okay? Na ameidhinishwa kusimama kama rais. Raila anamzuiaje na Raila sio mwanachama wa UDA?
Anaeneza propaganda eti tukienda kwa hii mkono ya huyu ni hatuko safe.
Sasa nakuuliza, umekuwa hii Kenya tangu lini? Ulipiga kura 2013?
Mimi nimepiga sana. Nilipiga 2013.
Ulipigia Kibaki 2002?
2002. Hata wewe mwenyewe 2002 umepiga kura bwana.
Nilipiga kura 1997.
My first vote was 2013.
Okay, all the same, nataka kuuliza wewe swali, okay? Kama ulikuwa hapa 2013, ukakuwa hapa 2017 na ulikuwa hapa 2007. Sawa sawa? Serikali ambayo imeongozwa na kijana ni serikali mbili. Serikali ya Moi na serikali ya Uhuru Kenyatta. Kweli si kweli?
Ni hivyo.
Katika hizo serikali zote, serikali zilizoharibu uchumi zilikuwa za vijana ama za wazee?
Zenye ziliharibu uchumi.
Yes.
Okay,
yes. Akatusaidia kuharibu uchumi. Uhuru aliingia akiwa below 50. Wewe mpaka saa hii unalia uchumi ni mbaya, si kweli?
Sasa na mimi wacha nikujibu hapo. Of course umesema ukweli, but serikali ya Kibaki the first time ilikuanga vizuri sana. Economy iligrow. But the second time economy ilirudi chini 0.2 something. Hiyo ikachangia hiyo handshake. Hiyo handshake ndio growth ilirudi chini. From there 2013 to 2017 our growth iligrow. Lakini from 2017 to saizi mpaka tuko growth yetu imerudi chini.
Kivipi?
Kwa hivyo huyu mzee wakati ali
Where are you basing that? Because when Kibaki gave the government to Uhuru Kenyatta, our debt was 1.7 trillion. Okay? And the economy was growing at I think 7%.
But the first round
ilikuwa
80%.
Which percentage are we now? Which percentage are we now after 10 years or 9 years?
Tuko percentage ngapi? Si uniambie.
No, wewe uniambie hapo, wewe ndo unasema vijana waachiwe. Vijana tulipowaachia 2013.
Nasema yes. 2013 year from 2013 to 2017. Economy yetu ilikuwa somehow. Hatukuwa tunalia kama saizi. But saizi mzee ameingia in form of handshake, economy imeharibika. Na even the COVID billionaire wenye wameiba ni watu wa mzee, lakini ya mzungumzi.
Fred. Ningependa tuongee sana, lakini wewe umejaza propaganda, hautaki kuangalia ukweli vile ulivyo.
Sina propaganda bwana.
No, your figures are imaginary, and what you have heard politicians tell you.
I'm not imagining by there.
I'm asking you, what percentage is our economy growing now?
Percentage?
Yes.
It's around 10.
Around 10. Oh, Bro Benson, what did you want to say?
Bernard, mimi tu ningesii Fred na kubali kauli yake, lakini kitu ambacho mimi namuomba kama Mkenya halisi, inafaa ukue na ukweli ndani yako. Hakuna mtu mwenye amezuia regardless of age or what, yenye amezuiwa kuenda kurun for presidency. Nobody, there's no law stopping somebody to run for presidency, either old, young, or what. And nobody is running to stop somebody. Yeah. All these presidential candidates who are running, each and every person has a reason that they want to do very good for Kenya as a country. So it will be upon you yourself as a voter to see who you feel is the right person to take care of Kenya. But do not have the mentality that somebody is running to stop somebody. That's not how a youth that has a very good vision for his country should reason. That reasoning is not good. Just reason, evaluate them. Yesterday, if you could have watched the show, make a list of a kind of a leader that you want and everything that you want, specifying the Kenya that you want. Then each and every time, mark them, give them marks. You will get the percentage. And out of that, the good percentage that you will get, give that person the vote, whether old or young. That one can help you.
Okay. Thank you. And lastly, leadership is not old or young. It is a matter of, are you capable or not? And for your information, the current government is led by Uhuru Kenyatta, deputized by William Ruto. If there is anything wrong with this government, then anybody who has been in that leadership of that particular government should be given red card, not to be given another 5 years to experiment whether he can correct the mistakes he created.
So,
yes.
Kama let me nichangie kidogo. Kama tunawapea red card, tunafaa tuwapea red card hao watu watatu. Cause huyu mzee hako kwa
nani na nani?
Huyu Uhuru, Raila, Ruto. Tunafaa tuwapea red card.
Raila ako kwa serikali kama nani?
Ako kwa serikali kama handshake.
Handshake ni serikali?
Si ako kwa serikali ndani saizi.
Constitution, what part of the constitution acknowledges or makes somebody become in government by handshake?
Alafu kuna billions handshake in form of handshake walipewa wafanyiwe maendeleo. Sio maendeleo alipeleka kwao huko Kisumu.
Maendeleo gani wewe Freddy? Wacha siasa hiyo, siasa mbaya. The people in charge of government, let me educate you. Government policies are passed in the cabinet, okay? Na hiyo cabinet, William Ruto anakaa hapo ndani, all must yes, and the president. Ati?
Excuse me, mayor na kiattend cabinet. Sio nafasi yake amenyima.
Nani?
Ya amenyima hiyo nafasi.
Fred, you are a grown up, behave like one, okay? Stop pretending. William Ruto has always reminded us he is the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. Even when we want to forget, he reminds us that. Secondly, mshahara wake anapokea kila mwezi. Allowances anapokea kama kawaida. Hauwezi kuwa haufanyi kazi, unapokea mshahara, unapokea allowance, alafu unaenda kujidai kwamba ulitolewa cabinet saa ngapi? Don't propagate lies. So I was telling you that every decision that every undertaking that the government takes begins at the cabinet, goes to be approved in parliament, then is executed. It is not a personal decision. Uhuru hawezi kuchukua tinga apeleke Lake Victoria waanze kutoa hyacinth on his personal grounds. If it's a government project, it has to be passed through the cabinet and then it is approved. So it is a decision of the government. It's not an agreement between Uhuru and Raila. So it is wrong for you to say that Raila went for handshake and took development to Nyanza. As who? So that is directly misleading. Right now we have in Nairobi General, okay? General is doing wonders in Nairobi. That decision was not taken by Uhuru alone. So let's be clear. If we want to support UDA, but not with lies. You're not helping them. If you want to help them, tell them the truth.
I'm not lying, man. I'm not lying.
It is
Now you
lie
can't
for you to
force me
say that
to support
William
him.
Ruto does not go for cabinet and he doesn't know what happens in the cabinet.
I'm clear that Mzee has failed us. Even 2007 to 2013 is the one failed us.
Mzee is not
2017 to 20
Mzee is
up
not
to
the
now
president.
is the
Mzee
one
is not the
failing
deputy
us.
president. Mzee has failed you.
No.
Sorry about it. Let me.
Can I raise a finger, Bernard? Can I raise a finger kindly?
You are raising it from where when you are hiding behind the cabinet, the curtain? I can't see it.
I'm ready and willing to come back. I can now share. I can use my camera.
Hold on.
Ben.
That's Ochieng.
We need allow me to raise a finger.
Please raise your finger.
And please, we at times we need to call out these Conrad and tell them the truth. Tell them to look or see things the way they are supposed to be. You know, Fred, Raila Odinga is not in government, and that's something you need to know. Number two, President Uhuru Kenyatta alitukosea sana when he gave out the docket, the treasury docket, to this Mamangilu calls him pirate. You know, jamaa ameiba kila kitu. Ile pesa unaona anatembea nayo, anawapatia indols, inawafurahisha. Hiyo ni pesa ya Wakenya. Sasa mnaona uchumi imepanda. The government has to look for money. Kwani serikali inatoa pesa wapi? We are suffering because of one William Samoei Ruto. Bana, unatuumiza roho. Fred, come out of your slumber, my friend. Wake up from your somnolence. Wake up and smell the coffee. We must change things.
Okay,
Thank you, Ben.
Let it rest there, Fred. You have a half a minute to respond quickly. We go to the next person.
Okay, hii maisha mimi na blame huyo mzee. Mzee ndiye anatufaili bwana. Mzee akiingia kwa serikali maisha ina change bwana. Mzee aliingia serikali nusu mkate. Wewe ulinunua mahindi pesa ngapi? 200 gorogoro moja. Sasa hizi mzee ameingia kwa serikali kama handshake, maisha imechange. Covid billionaire ni watu wake wameiba. Yeye amuongelelei. Eti mnaongelea kijana ameiba. Si ashikwe basi. Hizo propaganda na nyinyi mnachana nazo bwana.
So Covid
kijana hakuna pesa ameiba gani?
Kulingana
alafu na mzee watu wake ndio wameiba. Covid billionaire ni watu wa mzee.
Mimi nakuuliza, how much money was lost in Covid millionaire?
Simu angalia hapo.
No, I want you to talk facts. Ni pesa ngapi zilipotea?
Giving up an useless person bwana.
Chana bwana, mzee ni mwizi bwana.
You don't have a figure. You are just repeating what you heard somebody say.
Mzee ni mwizi.
That is not the way to go.
Mzee hata watu wanamsupport ni wezi bwana.
Sema ni pesa ngapi zilipotea?
Siangalia hapo Zugugu bwana. Zugugu tu hapo angalie. Sasa mnaanza kusema eti kijana ana support watu mnaingilia.
Thank you.
Mzee hata amewetoa mchango gani bwana?
Wewe Google, okay? Alafu urudi utupatie information.
Please.
Hakuna mimi na Google nini? Na Google. Hakuna kitu na Google.
You are making the claim. I will not look for information.
I'm making the claim mzee ni mwizi. Mzee ndiye anaharibu maisha ya Kenya na ndio tekoni mani mkubwa hii Kenya bwana.
Okay.
Ametoroka, hawezi kustahimili. Ametoroka.
Hello.
No.
Hello.
Fred.
Mnaweza niruhusu kuongea? Ewe.
Akwendi hivyo. Tafadhali, everybody mute your mic. Fred. This platform doesn't exist for anybody to hurl into anybody.
Lakini hii platform ya kusupport mzee bwana.
So Umesoma topic ya
Na
leo
mtaki
nini?
kuongea ukweli. Okay,
Ukweli
huyu
ni nini?
kijana amekuwa pesa ngapi?
Go and prosecute that one in the court of law. Not on this platform. Thank you. Where is this? We're going to Nick. Was it Nick ama Pato? Nick, ngoja kwanza twende kwa Pato Keep. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to look at Mahida in yesterday Azimio La Umoja conference. Mama Ida aliongea kama mama tu, kama mama zetu, aliongea kama bibi ya mtu. So kulingana na mimi, support limpatia bwana yake, picha, aonyeshe picha ya Raila Odinga, and we expect even our wife, hata kama tunaomba kiti ya chama ni ya DIP, lazima kwanza wa mama zetu watu support. Huwezi ukapewa hata kuwa chama ni ya mashishi ama matanga kama kuna shida kwa chikoni. So Mama Ida is a public figure, na aliongea yote na akapatiana Raila Odinga kwa Wakenya. So kulingana na mimi, upande ya Ida, she spoke her mind, na mimi am in the other side of the politics, lakini kama kulingana na mjadala chenye Mama Ida alisema ama vile aliaddress the Azimio, alikuwa sawa, alikuwa very articulate, alionyesha heshima kwa Wakenya, alionyesha heshima kwa familia yake, zaidi alionyesha heshima kwa bwana yake. So I think nimemaliza Aida. Wacha niseme siku ya jana kwa wachanganuzi wa siasa walikuwa wanaongoja siku yenye walikuwa wanajua, tulikuwa tunajua the outcome of the day. So tulikuwa tunajua isaida Raila aseme mtu somebody else tosha, lakini haikuwa hivyo because it was a process. Tuliona mkutano wa kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu, ya nne, mpaka ikafika mkutano ya jana. So it was to rubber stamp, otherwise all other stakeholders wote walikuwa wameagree Raila Odinga atachukua Azimio La Umoja as the flag bearer. That's why when you go back to vehicle Raila ametumia mpaka amefika hapo, ametumia magari mingi. Go back to chama yake 1997, come to 207, come to 207, 202, 2013 na 2017. This is the fifth car Raila Odinga anapanda kwa ulingo yake ya siasa. So wacha niwaambie tu, Raila Odinga kila mara 97 Raila the that president, that's 97. We come to 207 Raila the that. We come to 2013 Raila the that, Raila the fourth. We come to 2017 Raila the fourth. Saidi Raila the fifth. So the opponent ya Raila Odinga maybe tu, maybe the state, maybe alikuwa anapotezaga kura pale kwa state, but the same state again wako pale kwa contract. The same state ina retire na the incumbent, which is the President Uhuru Kenyatta. So wote ni wanadamu, wanajua kama serikali itaenda pale. So hata wenye wako state wenyewe kuna wasaliti wenye maybe wako wadogo, sababu tumeona it is young versus the old, kulingana na mimi, sababu when you hear the Uhuru Kenyatta akiwa Nakuru, aliongelea sana vijana. Hata jana watu walikuza tena vijana, walisema vijana muende polepole. Meaning imejulikana the narrative yenye iko saa hizi is the old versus the old versus the young. So kitu yenye imebaki, is it that this narrative kuna pattern ita change from now to 2022 or from now to next year, maybe February ama March? Hiyo ni kitu bado tunangoja kama wachanganuzi ya siasa, because hatukuja hapa tupige kura. We are few. Even today when I say nikisema UDA in this platform, I basically can transform to the outcomes of 2022. It is just an opinion. We are opinion shapers. We speak what is the current state, vile siasa inaendelea. So sisi, kulingana na sisi hapa, sisi tunakuja tu kupeana mwelekeo na tujadili. It is a conversation. So kulingana na mimi, Azimio la Umoja, farasi ni mbili. Is either you be in Azimio la Umoja ama ukue UDA. That's why ukiona Raila Odinga akiongea, anajua kompetita yake ni moja tu, ambapo ni William Ruto. Pale Ruto akiongea, hata mukiita leo in this TV o Mtembei, atakwambia kompetita yake ni Raila Odinga. So wale wengine waingie kwa gari na itishe fare hapo ndani. Unaambiwa tu ingia kwa basi hapo nyuma, itisha fare yako uende kwako, sababu gari imejaa. Gari ya Azimio iko full, gari ya UDA iko full. Sawa, jamaa wajipange, Kalonzo wajipange, Mudavadi ajipange, aone gari yenye ataingia. By the way, this politician, forest tu imechange, ambapo wanyama ni wale wale, lakini tumehamisha forest. Saa hii forest tumehamisha, tunaenda Savo West. Atuko sasa kuna maisha. Last time tulikuwa Karura, that is 2017. Wenye walikuwa Karura ndani walikuwa Raila Odinga, Uhuru Kenyatta na Ruto na wale NASA wote in 2017. Lakini sasa tumechukua Savo West. Pia huko ndani, huko ile Savo West tunaenda, miti haiko mingi, lakini wenye tunawapata ndani ni Raila Odinga, William Ruto, pia incumbent ambao ni Uhuru Kenyatta. Tunapata wengine ni manamba kama wakina Chirongo, tunapata Gideon, tunapata ma-DVD, tunapata huu jamaa katikati anaitwa nani, huu watermelon, huu jamaa Kalonzo. So nataka niwaambie tu, kwa kila region politician wamejipanga. Rift Valley, Gideon project, ambapo Gideon kama angeweza kumovertake ama kukuja mizani pamoja na ama kufuata hata kukuja mizani na William Ruto, siasa ya Kenya ingebadilika. Pale Western, mtu mwenye amewekwa huko kama project ni likes of Wetangula, ni wenye anaenda kuchukua pesa kwa politician wengine usiku, ambapo ameng'ang'ania sana kukuwa mizani na Mudavadi, kupimana nguvu. Enda kwa Kalonzo, mtu kama Mutua alitumwa na serikali aenda apimanishe nguvu na nani na Kalonzo. So mtu mwenye hajawahi pimanishwa nguvu kwa area yake ni Raila Amolo Odinga. Ni jogoo tu pale, ni jogoo tu pale.
Pato, unajua umetuzungusha sana na nimekupatia muda mrefu, lakini ya madai umeanza kusema haujatoa exhibit. Nani alituma Mutua? Mutua si ni kiongozi wa maendeleo chapchap, na maendeleo chapchap ni chama cha serikali.
Chapchap alisupport Uhuru Kenyatta kwa president.
And then
hata saa hizi bado anataka president.
Wewe umesema alitumwa kwenda kupima nguvu za Kalonzo na alitumwa na serikali. That is what I want you to substantiate. When was he sent by which government?
The government of the day.
Wewe unajua kuna wabunge wa maendeleo chapchap kwa bunge sahi.
Mmoja si MCA tu, alikuwa MCA. That's what.
There is an MCA even in Baringo.
In Baringo, I remember, yeah.
And the MCAs in wherever, in Ukambani and elsewhere at Mombasa.
Yes.
So maendeleo chapchap kuanzishwa na Uhuru Kenyatta.
You know, kwa siasa hata huko unajua Ruto atakuja na UDA na alikuwa Jubilee. Mtu mwingine anaanzisha chama pale.
Umemaliza?
Uliza maswali.
Kamilisha tuende kwa next person.
Kuna mtu ako na maswali?
No, I will not push that. I will not push the line of questioning because kuna ile people are becoming economic with the truth. The truth that is obvious, we want to twist it and make it look like it's not, and we escape with the issue. It is politics. I don't know whether politics authorizes lying or misrepresenting facts. Is that what politics is?
But it was AOB. What I talk about Ida, you were silent. So it was AOB. Thank you.
It's okay. Thank you. And I'm happy for your submission. I just want us to remain in the middle of the road, do what is required for Kenya, not even for our political parties. And then there are these guys on the comments who want me to do what they want me to do. I don't do that. And I'm not neutral. I only stand on the side of what is truthful, what is factual. If you are bringing propaganda and stories and hearsay from the platforms of politician, hiyo lazima ni interrogate. Hiyo ndio kazi yangu hapa. Okay? I must push you to tell me the truth. If you can't tell me the truth, then we are broadcasting lies. I don't think we are licensed to broadcast lies. So wale watu wa comment, hii sio debate ya kubalance katikati ya political parties. We stand for what is true and factual. And that's why everybody's free to come in. Nobody's vetted to come to the studio. We don't know mtu ila anakuja kama ni wa UDA, wa ODM, or any other party. So this is not a place for balancing things. We just want us to be truthful for our country called Kenya. Thank you. Naomba sasa tuende kwa Nick. Nilikuwa tumeruka Nick. Niko huko. Hi. What happened to you? Okay, Daniel Oyugi. Wapi Daniel Oyugi? We can't hear you. Check your audio and then come back. Malcolm?
Yes, guys. It's long since I was in this forum, almost 6 months ago.
Welcome back.
Naleta kiboko ya baba.
Aya, karibu.
Bena, naona unajipanga.
Hamna shida, mimi niko tayari.
Sasa tuli expect baba na ako na support ya Uhuru. What happened at Kasarani? Uhuru did not appear. Is there anything we can read from that?
You didn't see Uhuru in Kasarani?
I did not see him. He was there. Encourage me, please.
It is you who did not see well then.
Naongea hivyo kwa sababu gani?
Yes.
As much as my support ya baba at some point ilipungua, I still feel maybe baba could deliver us to Canaan. You know? Ijapokuwa kuna forum fulani walikuwa nayo nini, is it Safari Park? Na hao wazee wa Kikuyu. Na kuna mzee nilimsikia akiongea upuzi, anasema kama uwezi useme. Kama uwezi utuambie. You know, what came out clearly is like there are some people, let me call them the Mount Kenya Mafia, who are propping Baba. You know, and there's a time when I said Baba would be much better without the state, without BBI. You know, Baba angekuwa peke yake, Baba peke yake. You know, bila kuwa propped na state, bila kuwa propped na Mount Kenya Mafia, you know, bila kuwa propped na anybody else. This could be the right time for the country to transform. You get? So, from I listened to that clip ya huyo mzee akiambia baba kama uwezi useme. I mean, I'm seeing a situation whereby Baba now will be made. You know, there's a difference of becoming and being made. So if Baba is made president, then we are going back again to these underhand deals and corruption. And Baba will not be able to control that because he was propped there. You know? Kutakuwa na a certain layer of people wenye Baba hawezi gusa. But I pray Baba aingie huko na fimbo. Aingie huko na fimbo, akipewa ile sword ya kukata hivi, bas anasahau wao wenye walimprop. Akate mbele na nyuma. I just pray. I just hope, you know. Otherwise now, coming down to Kasarani and the numbers and all that, the numbers were not as expected. Mudavadi was not there. Wetangula was not there. Comparing Baba and UDA, if it was possible to tell William Ruto to just give Baba a chance, that would be much better. It would augur well with the country. Because now William Ruto is taking so much fame and vote because he is bringing in a certain kind of politics in Kenya, which has not been felt, not seen, but felt. You know, kwamba everybody in Kenya now, with the incoming of Ruto as president, everybody in Kenya can aspire to be president. Ni kama atakuwa amenyakua presidents from those who are supposed to be president. You know, amenyakua presidency from the Kenyatta house, from Moi's house, from Kibaki, even from Raila. You know, these families, according to the way we understand them, they're the people who are front there, you know, in terms of leadership of the country, wako pale mbele. So William Ruto today akiwa president atakuwa amenyakua, you know, ametoa nyama kwa midomo ya watu, then atakuwa ametuambia kwamba for us, you know, the layman huku chini, anybody can aspire to be president. And you know, that is the point yenye inauza William Ruto. Now, if it will happen that way, we don't know. You know, if it will happen that way, we don't know. Otherwise, my prayer is if Raila became the president today, then once he gets into State House, if he's the man that we have been following blindly, then he should dismantle this group ya Mount Kenya yenye limwambia kama uwezi useme. They spoke like the country belongs to them. You know, you don't need to be voted. We're going to give you this thing. So if you can do it, do it. If you can't, utuambie tutafute mtu mwingine. I really detested such kind of a statement. You know, so I just hope kwamba if Raila today becomes the president, he is going to dismantle these people, you know, and put them into their rightful place. Awaambie kwamba this is Kenya, it belongs to everybody, you know, and you cannot have a voice yenye ukishaongea hivi, the whole of Nairobi inatingishika, you know. That is the only hope we can hold to, kwamba akishaingia into power, regardless of who is propping him now, he is going to stand firm, dismantle corruption, dismantle those people who are controlling the country and its economy from behind. You know, when you wanakaa kwa nyumbani huko kama ni Karen wapi, wanatuma hii contract, mimi ndio nataka. You know, and then president kazi yake ni kuanzisha hiyo contract na ku make sure pesa imewafikia. You know, we want him, we wish kwamba if he gets there, he can dismantle such kind of, you know, principalities. Ikimwangukia Ruto, we will only be left to see if what he's saying now is what he can do. If he does what he's saying now, then I think we'll be home and dry, because at least anybody can aspire to be president, and it will be possible. You know, and we'll have started a step in Kenya.
Now, Malcolm, before you go further,
we'll have gotten to a stage in Kenya.
Hold
on. Politics.
Give me 1 minute, I ask you a question.
Aya, uliza.
Where in the constitution of Kenya that bars anybody from aspiring to be president as currently constituted?
You and me knows very well kwamba everybody can want to become president, and the constitution does not bar them.
So what makes William Ruto's win so special that it's going to make other people be inspired to become president?
I've just given a figurative explanation of talking about, because we know very well maybe the presidents would have befitted somebody like Gideon Moi vis-a-vis Ruto. You understand? These are princes. These are politics. These are domestic politics, and we know that. You know. So as much as the Constitution says so, the ability and you know, the idea of it working out until you see it, kwamba anybody can be president. You know, if somebody is propping Raila Odinga, why didn't that somebody go pick somebody who is never known? Just pick somebody from wherever. Just pick Bernard and prop him as president of Kenya.
No,
you understand what I'm talking about?
I think that point is made.
You know. So we are just, these are hopes we are holding onto. Otherwise, as Kenyans, we have known how our votes can be messed up and corrupted. people can put in formulas there and do all manner of things. But because now we have got William Ruto here and we have got Raila Odinga, we can only hope kwamba hawa watu, if one of them is elected president today, is going to do the right thing for us. We know Baba has transformed Kenya from outside the government. You know, he has brought in the counties, and now we can see things happening closer home, you know. So we just wish kwamba if one of them gets the presidency today, he's going to do the right thing. He's going to dismantle corruption. He's going to manage the debt in the country. He's going to transform the mess that we have right now. Okay, we don't have much mess because Uhuru has tried to anaiba pandei na anajenga pandei. Anajenga highway na anaiba you know.
Malcolm, naomba uanze kutamatisha, lakini inaonekana wewe umekaa kwa fence. Hapo kwa fence sioni ukianguka the right side.
Ona Bernard, mimi I'm really
blowing
positive
both
about
cold
it.
and hot, but you are well understood.
Yeah, so if somebody has questions, they can always ask me. I can have a long answer.
Let me be the first one to ask that very hot question.
Yeah.
Good evening, my fellow panelists. I want to go straight to answering my brother. And I think it is good to note that, Malcolm, you are a very brilliant chap. You are a very brilliant chap that you are able to play with our minds this long, you know. You are able to blow the trumpet and dance, very good dance to it. So I don't know whether you're a musician or a dancer. Anyway, whichever the case, we want to be able to unravel what you're trying to hide, and let's put you where you belong. You see, you cannot use terms like we all know, and then you say maybe. You don't use terms like those. Maybe Raila becoming the president. Then you say we all know. Those are contradictions. It cannot be we all know, and then you say maybe. If you say maybe, then it means you don't know. You know, in English, you either know or you are in doubt. If you are in doubt, then you use maybe. But then if you're using maybe, the right statement is not saying we all know. You say probably this might be what is happening. But let me straight answer my question. The question I want to ask you, Malcolm, is this. And I'll put it in the form of a comment, but I think it's still a question. We are not in the business of playing casino with Kenyan leadership. You seem to be a man who's living outside the Kenyan country, Malcolm. I could be wrong. I stand to be corrected. But if you've been up to speed, and as far as the politics of this country is concerned, you need to know that there are two leading candidates. That one stands for the night, the other one represents the day. Both hours of the clock are important, you know. But if you are to be asked which is the favorite part of the day, is it the night or the day? It is very easy for you to know. You know, the night has darkness. You're not very sure where you will step. You need some light, some torch for you to go. But during the day, you are able to know your enemies and your friends. So for me, I think if you ask Kenyans, they know very well in whose hands they are safe. That's important. Who will dismantle corruption that you have just alluded to as a concern. So I think Malcolm, to be clear on my question, I wonder why you are speaking the way you are speaking, and yet you know very clearly that one ideology that defines who Baba is if he becomes the president is the ideology that relates to anti-corruption movement. While the DP seems to be blowing cold when it comes to the subject of corruption. So it is wrong for you to come here and start behaving like you don't know who can be able to deal with corruption. I mean, and in my case, I want to finalize by telling you, do you have any good reason why you cannot join Baba? That's my question. Do you have any good reason why you cannot join the Azimio movement? That's my question.
Let me answer. I come from the coast of Kenya. And you know very well, for a very long time, we have always supported Baba to the hilt. You know? So I have no problem with Baba being president. In my long story of jumping up and down, I mentioned about a group of Wazes who met in, I think, in Uhuru Park or something. And the video, there's a YouTube clip of that old man telling Baba, if you cannot, kama huwezi, utuambie. You get? So this brings in an idea of somebody who is, as much as he could be voted in by so many people, but he's being propped up. You understand? There are some forces behind him, and those forces are my concern. Okay? Those forces are my concern. So when I talk of maybe, or, you know, if he becomes president, we just hope that he's with all those people who are propping him. Once he gets the sword, he's going to level the ground, now awake in their rightful place. Because this country is suffering because of underhand deals, of corruption that there's some level of corruption that you cannot even imagine, you cannot even touch, you know. So these are just wishes I'm presenting. Yes.
Just a moment. I think you are blowing that man out of proportion. The really thing with the Mount Kenya Foundation was they wanted Baba to accept candidature in that forum. When his plans was
Umepotea Bernard, usikiki.
Sorry. I'm saying the departure was they wanted Baba to accept to be candidate at the Mount Kenya Foundation. But Baba insisted that answer will be given at Azimio Convention, where? At Kasarani. And if you know Baba for being who he is, he has never been anybody's project, including when he joined KANU and they merged with KANU. And Moi was the chama cha Baba na Mama, and Moi was the one calling shots. Baba proved him wrong. When it came to 2002, and the Thika Highway was to be made super highway, there were buildings that had already been built. In fact, there was a supermarket that had been built on the road reserve. When Baba was Minister for Roads, those buildings came down to create the road. That is not a person who will go to office and another mzee somewhere is going to be telling him do this and don't do that. So that should be the least of your worries if you know who Baba is and how he operates. If there are any people that Baba knows to betray, are politicians. He always stands with the people. He went to Uhuru Park and declared Kibaki Tosha after leaving the politicians as Serena when they were still casting lots and devices on who can be the president. When Uhuru was being already fronted at Kasarani, it was urgent that they must have a candidate on the same day. So Baba left the politicians and went with the people. So I believe Baba will always go with the people unless otherwise. So Malcolm, you have nothing to worry about if that is your worry.
Bernard, I want to add something to the very question before we let our brother go, because he seemed to resonate with what we really wanted to bring clear. The question that lingers, is lingering in our mind when I listen to Malcolm is this, and I want to clarify. Let it be very clear here, because I've listened to him very keenly. Let him not confuse corruption with people who are using their resources to support a presidential candidate who will define the future of not only our country, but also their business. If he sounds, I mean, to me, he sounds like a well-exposed person, Malcolm. You read and understand the state at which the Western democracies is standing today. The democracies of the Western developed countries today is a benchmark of democracy. And you will actually find that today there is no presidency that has ever taken place in the Western countries without the inclusion of serious stakeholders who are the business people, the private enterprise, which is the biggest employer before the government. The government does not employ people, as you might be, you might be alluded to in the public perception. Baba has actually given you the mathematics in Kenya. We only, the civil service is absorbing about 70,000 annually, and while the education sector and out of training, you'll see that we are releasing about 1 million Kenyans looking for jobs out here. That's why there will be always an imbalance. So any focus today for us to define the future of our country economically, it can only be important and viable if you involve the private partners who have the muscle, who have the industries, who understand where the shoes pinches when you wear it, as economists, as entrepreneurs, as private partners. This is what we call public-private partnership. Baba is going for public-private partnership. He is going to be the CEO of this country, and for him to succeed, he must have people who are willing to sacrifice their finances for the sake of investing in tomorrow's leadership that will define better business, that will bring in better political climate. So it is wrong, in my view, for you to allude that this kind of arrangement is including people who are corrupt. Giving your money for a genuine cause like getting the right presidency into power does not qualify to be called corruption because you are giving it as an individual. Corruption is where you are using public office, public resources to unjustly deny justice where it is duly expected. For instance, employing somebody who is not qualified for a job because you had the power, disqualifying one on tribal basis. These are the things that we call corruption. This is not one of the examples that you are giving as corruption. In my view, Baba will be right to reward those who will help him to win the presidency by giving them contracts. A contract does not mean corruption. Contracts are given to contractors. Contractors qualify. You must have the money. You must have the muscle. You can't give me the contract of 3 billion shillings, my brother Malcolm. If somebody else qualifies as on merit and he supported Baba, he is the person to get it. So it is wrong for you to imagine and advise Baba, in my view, and with a lot of respect, that you want to pray if Baba becomes the president, regardless of who supported him, he starts to dismantle their empires. These are people who are actually investing in people's in Baba's presidency, and that presidency must at some point make a payback. Bernard, I'm finishing. Just give me some 30 seconds. So what I want to emphasize to Malcolm is this. Baba is going for partnership. If you have resources, you have the mind, you have the credentials to support Baba, I will tell you, your investment will not go in vain, the way Malcolm is trying to put it. Join your forces, put your resources and time to Baba, because Baba does not give handouts. You will not get anything until Baba becomes the president. The political climate will be genuine. You will have an opportunity where you will get your job on merit. If you are a contractor, I want to tell you, Baba will give you the opportunity to perform, because that is the presidency, that is the country we are looking for. Learn to differentiate between corruption and genuine people who have invested their money to a cause that is going to realize the dream of our country. Thank you, Bernard.
Thank you, Bernard. I don't want to continue talking. There was a lady there, community. She raised her hand for. I want to stop for her.
Malcolm, come small, huh? That is our community ancestor. You our community take the honors and ask Malcolm the question.
Mr. Malcolm, I'm not a lady. I'm just only having a beautiful, handsome face.
Yeah, you
can
sorry,
confuse
my brother.
yourself, man. Yeah,
I'm very sorry. I think I'd seen
okay.
something different. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
It's okay. Yeah, it is because I was wearing the cap. No problem. I agree with you, Baba. So, in fact, mimi ile jambo ningependa kuambia Mr. Malcolm.
Community ancestor, sorry. Next time when you shave, you leave some beards. That is important. Sometimes when we are too beautiful, some people bring those issues.
Yeah, Mr. Patriot, ile kazi anafanya lazima ning'oe yote cause nafanya pande ya security, so hiyo ni sheria manzi. Yeah, it's okay. Now, Mr. Malcolm, in fact, ningependa kukuambia hivi. Hata mimi ule mzae mwenye alikuwa anaambia baba kuwa tuambie kama just 1 minute I come.
Okay, thank you. Community will come and proceed. Malcolm, you have a response for Patriot?
What I can say is that we all love our country.
Okay.
We all love our country, and we wish to get a good leader who is going to make our country great, because what has always lacked in Kenya is the leadership. Kenyans love each other. We are not tribal in ourselves. Our bad leaders have made us tribal. We are very hardworking. We generate a lot of money, down from the Mamamboga all the way to the corporate society. So we just hope that we'll get the right leader who is going to organize us and show us the right path. That's all I can say. Otherwise, the politics is politics, you know. But by the end of the day, we all wish to get a good leader who is going to lead us well, who is going to protect our taxes, who is going to protect our economy, who is going to protect our education and all that, you know. So yeah, Patriot, my arguments are very liberal, because anything can happen. Anybody can become president. The day I saw Baba has gone to Kasarani and the Uhuru is not there, it hit me kwamba anything is possible. These are political games. We are not in control of the players.
Okay, thank you. Malcolm, I told you that Uhuru was at Kasarani. Uhuru did not see him.
Uhuru was there. Bernard confirmed.
He was there in person. You did not see him, and we don't blame you for not seeing him, because most of the people did not see him, but we saw him there.
Sawa, strong, 10 million strong. for Baba.
Thank you. Okay, now. 1, 2, 3, 4. M also.
Bernard, habari yako?
Oga, you changed your name. Karibu. Hali namna
Niko na
gani?
hizo nani mbili.
Okay.
Asanteni sana. Mimi nimefurahi sana. Jana nilifurahi sana. Bado nasherekea mpaka wakati huu. Kwa sababu nina matumaini kwamba kwa the first time nafikiri Kenya itapatiwa msingi ile ambao ilikosa. Itarudi kwa reli ile ilitoka. Maanake Kenya kuna wakati moja ilitoka kwa ile reli ambayo ilikuwa inatakiwa itembee juu yake, ikawa inatembea tu kwa ardhi. Ndio maana tumekuwa tumekuwa stagnant, hatujapata maendeleo vile inatakiwa tupate. Na mimi hii kitu najaribu kurudia kila siku. Nafikiri wale watu wanamsikiliza Uhuru, sijui kama watu wanamsikilizaga Uhuru wakizungumza. Uhuru anasema, na hii ni kitu moja sioni kama watu wanaiona. Katika hizi nchi ambazo tunajaribu kujilinganisha nao, tuseme kama Amerika, Wajerumani, wana umoja, wana utulivu, wana undugu, na kitu moja hatuangaliagi kwamba hizi nchi ziko na advantage ambayo sisi hatuna. Advantage ambao wako nayo ni kwamba ukienda Ujerumani, wote ni Wajerumani, wanazungumza Kijerumani. Sisi ukija Kenya, tuko na watu makabila nyingi, na hizo kuziweka pamoja, kuzishona ziwe kitu kimoja, si rahisi. Ndio maana ukiangalia nchi nyingi za Kiafrika ziko na hiyo problem, ziko na hiyo tabu ya kushona nchi iwe moja, na mkiwa wamoja hamwezi mkapata matatizo bila kuwa na suluhu. Mkiwa hamko una umoja, mnakuwa na matatizo ambayo hayana suluhu, kwa sababu kila moja anavuta upande mwingine. Wakati tulikuwa na umoja ndio maana tuling'oa wazungu. Wakati tulikuwa na umoja ndio maana tulipata multiparty. Wakati tulikuwa na umoja ndio tunapata vitu ambavyo vinatufaa. Kwa hiyo ni jambo la muhimu tujenge taifa ambalo lina umoja. Tukijenga taifa ambalo lina umoja, tutapata hizi vitu zote ambazo tunataka. Kwa sababu number 1, corruption haitakuwa na nafasi. Kitu moja mimi nawaambia, umoja itaua corruption. Kwa sababu hakuna mtu atakayeunga mtu ambaye ni mfisadi mkono kama tuko pamoja. Mnaona wakati ule wa NASA na Jubilee, watu wengi sana walikuwa wanafanya makosa na hawakuwa wanaguswa, ama sio? Ama watu hawakuona hivyo? Akina Sonko walikuwa hata Sonko kuchaguliwa, alichaguliwa Sonko, yule mwingine anaitwa baba yao, kwa sababu ya kutokuwa wamoja. Ndio maana mnachagua watu ambao hawafai. Mkiwa wamoja, mkiwa na umoja, hamwezi kuchagua watu ambao hawafai. Mtakuwa na wakati wa kusema huyu mtu hafai. Na mimi naona kwa maoni yangu, baba ana nafasi nzuri kabisa, kwa sababu ukisema ana muda wa miaka 5, hatafuti kura kwa mtu yoyote. Kwa hiyo ana haki ya kufanya haki. Hata ogopa kwamba nisipofanya haki nitachaguliwa. Kama ni miaka 5, anatakiwa aweke kila kitu online, ndio akitoka Kenya iache kama iko kwa barabara ambayo inatakiwa Kenya iwepo. Kwa hiyo nashukuru sana Mama Aida jana kwa speech yake, vile alisema amemtoa Bwana Raila kwa Wakenya, kwa sababu Wakenya wanamhitaji Bwana Raila kuongoze nchi yetu, kujenga nchi wakishirikiana na Uhuru. Na mimi namshukuru sana Uhuru kwa sababu anaelewa ni mahali gani Kenya ilikosa barabara, na ndio maana hata leo, fikiri leo ama jana, Uhuru anajaribu kufanya vitu ambazo zinaleta Wakenya pamoja. Alikuwa Mombasa, sijui ni sehemu gani, akizindua sanamu ya Ronald Ngala kama shujaa wa nchi yetu, na ni ukweli. Wao mapresident walikuwa mbele yake, walipuzia vitu kama hizo, lakini vitu kama hizo ni vitu vizuri. Na Uhuru aliwakumbusha wale watu walikuwa pale kwamba asiyejua historia yake na kule ametoka na kule anaenda ni mpotevu. Kwa hiyo ni muhimu sana tujue tuko wapi, tumetoka wapi na tunaelekea wapi. Bwana Bernard, utanisamee nigusie kitu kidogo. Nilisikia mzungumzaji mmoja pale mbele akijaribu kutaja jina la Raila kama ni ati yeye ni mfisadi. Tafadhali, hata kama umpendi Raila, usimuite Raila mfisadi. Tafadhali, hata kama yeye ni mzee, tafadhali mtu yoyote ambaye yuko kwa hii platform asifanye kitu kama hiyo. Huyo jamaa naweza kusema ni mweupe kama pamba. Huyo jamaa amejitolea maisha yake kwa yule mtu. Huyo kijana amepiga kura 2013, hajui vitu gani zimefanyika huko mbele. Kwa hiyo afadhali awaulize watu kama kina ninyi Bernard na watu wengine, aseme tumetoka wapi na tuko wapi. Asiseme vitu kama hiyo, vitu kama hazo. Huyu ambaye anasema yuko kwa mlengo wa Ruto, Ruto anasema uongo mbele ya watu, na Ruto hafai hata kugombania upresident. Hafai kabisa. Mimi nasema hafai kugombania president kwa sababu yuko kwa ile serikali. Hiyo serikali tukimchagua tutakuwa tunaiongezea hiyo serikali ambayo wanalalamika hakuna pesa miaka zingine 10. Hiyo ndio tulifanya wakati wa Moi. Alifanya kazi si miaka 2, ingine yote ilikuwa ni kuharibu economy yetu, na mmoja ambaye alichangia kwa kuharibu economy yetu ni Ruto. Alikuwa kwa wale watu ambao walikuwa wakatili kwenye ile 92 hao vijana, KANU Youth for 92. Hao watu walikuwa ni watu wabaya sana. Huyu Kibaki ambao wanasema hapo walimpiga mawe huko Kericho. Huyo Ruto aliorganize hiyo. Hata kule daraja sijui maili 7 walimpiga huko. Huyo Ruto alinani. Sahi anajifanya ni mtu ati yeye anawapenda. Nataka tujihadhari na watu kama Bwana Ruto. Inatakiwa kwanza atubu dhambi zake, ndio siku nyingine anaweza kuja kuomba watu wa Kenya kwamba anataka kuwa uongozi. Lakini kwa sasa ni wengi mnaenda kwa kudanganywa na kusema eti economy akusaidia mama mboga. Utasaidiaje mama mboga ukimpatia, mnasema Kenya sahi watu hawana pesa. Unampatia mama mboga pesa anunue stock, alafu kina nani wanakuja kununua? Hiyo ni uongo mtupu. Kwa hiyo mimi naweza kuambia vijana wale ambao wako, tafadhalini, mtu ambaye hata tuongoza kwa ili Kenya iendelee mbele ni Raila na Uhuru wakati huu, kwa sababu Uhuru ameona walipoketi chini walizungumza na akaona ni mahali gani tulipotea baada ya kupata uhuru, tukapata wale wanasiasa walikuweko walipatwa na ulafi, wakaanza kuuana, wengine wakawa assassinated. Hiyo ilileta fujo, na hiyo fujo lazima tuirekebishe, ndio tuwe na nchi ambayo ina amani, undugu na utengamano na urafiki. Nchi ni yetu, lazima
Thank you, Mr. Uso. You have elaborated. You will come to continue the submission later on. Let everybody mute their mics, please. Thank you. The mic should stay off until it's your turn to speak, so that we have a smooth broadcast where everybody is able to hear clearly. I want us to go to PK before we go to Patriot, and then come to Mark, and then Andrew. PK.
Asante sana for the opportunity and hiyo nafasi umenipatia. Kuna mtu ametaja kuhusu support yake to baba, and anasema amekuwa akisupport baba for a long time, lakini jini Malcolm ama ni nani, I'm not sure, but saa hii ni kama because baba is being propped up by some other forces, ako na wasiwasi kidogo. Kama kuna politician Kenya ambaye anakuanga na certain ideology ambaye tuna support kwa sababu ya ideology yake, ni baba. Na watu ambao wanaona dalili zote za baba kuelekea juu zimetimia, alafu wanasema wako na wasiwasi, I'm very skeptical about their support for baba. They are either fence-sitters or they are either on the other side, but they're just pretending to be supporters of baba, but they are not genuine. I'm not sure, but I'm just saying maybe they are not genuine. Manake ukiona mtu sahihi ndio kila kitu, all the stars have lined up for him, huwezi ukawacha huyo mtu kwa sababu ati anasupportiwa na watu wengine, na hao watu wengine walikuwa na support upande ule mwingine ulikuwa una oppose. How can you now not like someone because he is getting support from people that you are opposed to? Saa zile unajua anakuja kuna dalili yake kukuja kushinda. Maybe unaona it's like he's been captured. I think that is the word maybe he wanted to say. Maybe akipata hii support atakuwa ni kama amekuwa captured. Lakini baba ako na history. Alipoingia kwa serikali ya Kibaki, tuliona kulikuwa na mambo ambayo hakupenda, na kwa sababu hakupenda, hakukuamilia kwa hiyo position ya kukuwa minister, alikataa, na hata wakafutwa kazi na akaenda, kwa sababu aliona si haki. Baba huwezi kumweka mahali ambapo anaona kitu si haki na akae hapo. Tuliona alipatiwa kiti ya Mau kwenda kusort mambo ya Mau, na alijua ni very sensitive, but he never shied away, na hata ikamcost kura nyingi sana. Ikatokea mambo ya ICC, baba was very clear, hakutaka hii mambo ya ICC iende Hague, lakini the same people waliungana, hata walikuwa na slogan, sijui ilikuwa don't be vague, let's go to Hague or something like that. And they turned it around, wakasema ati ilikuwa ni baba ndiye aliwapeleka huko, na ni wao wenyewe walijipeleka. Na baba huwezi kumsikia saa zote akilia ati Mau ilifanya ni lose, ICC ilifanya ni lose, nothing. He never revisits those issues, although they cost him a lot. Huwa alii saa zote. Watu wa kulialia vitu vidogo vidogo ndio tunafaa tuwe very careful about them. Baba alipigania multiparty, tukapata multiparty, na baada ya kupata multiparty, baba has never wavered from multipartyism. Yeye hata wakati anaungana na watu wengine huwa analeta coalition. Watu wengine tunawaona vizuri wanataka kuvunja vyama, watu wote waingie kwa chama kimoja. Hiyo ni kudestroy hiyo spirit ya multipartyism. Baba alipigania devolution, na hata huwa ajigambi saa zote about devolution. Saa hii anatukumbusha tu tulipigania hii, na anatuambia hii ni that liberation. Na he has outlined his vision for the third liberation vizuri sana, which is anchored on turning around the economy. Na anatuambia ako na point 5 zile anaita U5 za uzalishaji, umoja, usawa, undugu na kadhalika. Ako na vision clear what he wants to do and how he wants to turn around the economy if he gets the power. Watu wengine wako na wasiwasi, sijui wasiwasi wao na baba uko wapi kabisa, sielewi. Lazima iwe ni mahali wanajificha, lakini wao tangu zamani maybe wako mahali kwingine. But I have discovered there are some lies about baba ambazo zimestick kwa watu wengi. Wanaambiwa baba huwa hashindi kura, yeye is a perennial loser, yeye hakubali akishindwa. Wengine wanamchukia tu bure. Ukiwauliza specifically, why do you hate this man? Hawezi akakupatia hata kitu moja. Hawezi akakupatia point yoyote kwa nini wanamchukia baba. Lakini ukifuata vizuri ni mbegu tu ya chuki imepandwa. Lakini hakuna kitu mbaya unaweza ukasema baba alifanyia mtu fulani kitu fulani na ama akakosea watu kwa aina fulani. And apart from that, kuna interview nilisikia juzi, ilikuwa kwa I think some of the vernacular stations. Mtu mmoja alikuwa akihojiwa hapo and he came up with a very good point. I don't know whether I can express those views of the guy in this channel without being maybe overstepping the point. Aliulizwa, alikuwa anasema ndio nyinyi watu wa Mount Kenya mungetaka kuchagua mtu ambaye akikasirika watu wake wanang'oa reli, ama mungetaka kuchagua mtu ambaye akikasirika watu wake wanaenda kukata watu vichwa? Which person would you rather support? Mimi nitabaki na hilo swali kwa hii panel na wengine ambaye wanasikiliza. Tuchague mtu ambaye watu wakikasirika anaweza ng'oa reli ambazo tunaweza zirudisha tena na tukaendelea na maisha, ama ni mtu ambaye anamaliza maisha ya watu? Asanteni.
Okay, thank you PK. Tuende moja kwa moja kwa Patriot. Let's restrict ourselves to the 2 to 3 minutes please. Unless otherwise, so that watu wasikae kwa queue sana tafadhali.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bernard. You know, in Parliament, you only address yourself to the Speaker. you don't thank your fellow members of parliament. So the most important person that we must always refer to is the one who sits in the seat of where Bernard sits. So I just want people to understand that. They might wonder, why does Patriot refer always when he speaks to Bernard? I think it's good to clear. Some people might be having issues. It's not because we are friends. The person who moderates a meeting is the most important person that one must refer to whenever he's making his submission. So I stand to be corrected if anybody has any explanation. Otherwise, for me, that's the reason why I always refer to Bernard, and I like to refer to Bernard by using his names. It is the respect of the House of Parliament, because that's where we want to go someday, to be able to speak to Kenyans as leaders. Anyway, to speak to today's topic, I want to say Ida is a very eloquent speaker. She is a very, serious person in the history of education of this country. She's been a teacher, and now not just as a teacher in school or in class, but she seems to have made strides in the public domain still as a teacher. She is a great woman because for those who understand history, a woman standing by her husband, who has been a husband in absentia close to 9 years, and still remains a steadfast woman. This defines Ida as a woman who has a serious history that is close to no other woman. We are so much alive to the history of Baba as a person, but I think the Azimio La Umoja opportunity for Kenyans to understand who Ida is was a very timely one and God-given. So I think we must use this opportunity to tell people who the great woman is, in as far as the participation of Baba in the politics of this country is concerned. She played a serious role, and you saw Baba thanking her dearly. He said, thank you, my dear wife. That was memorable. It spoke a lot about who Raila is. What it means, Raila will not be as strong as he is today politically had it not been Ida. And it goes to confirm the great philosopher, statement that we all know. All the strong men that you see, that strength is generated, a reflection of some woman behind. No man has ever been strong. No man has ever been counted to be a state man standing in any way without the strength of a woman. That be told, the strides we have made as a generation from the time God defined this world, the direction we went was defined by a woman. And I wonder sometimes when I see people coming here and saying, for instance, Baba alipewa fimbo na mwanamke, and yet their second name in their ID card is a woman. That's the highest hypocrisy that you can get from Kenyans who have a lot of respect for their mothers. And we know very clearly some of these cultures have a lot of respect for the function of a woman in their society. So to me, when I talk about Mama Ida, I'm speaking about the great women of this country. I'm talking about the culture that respects the power of a woman. And this was really the moment. I listened. I happened to be there. I listened very closely. And to make the speech much significant, there was another woman on top of a car. you know, in the name of the daughter of Ida. She only had to wave, and she did in her own style on top of a car. What does that tell you? The future of this country is going to be defined in a manner that the women will be greater than we know them today. They are not going to be strength of men from behind, but they are going to be the strength of not only men, but the society from the front. If you're a literature student, what you learned from that was awesome. It was beyond the abilities of the woman in the name of Mama Ida, who is actually called Nyawira. Nyawira ni mchapakazi. Nyawira ni mchapakazi. So what we need to understand, therefore, is that Baba has been given the opportunity kuchapa kazi kutokana na mchapakazi, because she understands what kuchapa kazi means. She said, I release Raila Amolo Odinga, my husband, to you, you know, so that the tasks and the questions you have asked, let him today confirm that he must go for that. He will have no excuse, because I am the strength and I will remain steadfast to make sure that he doesn't fall back, you know, because the only way you can fall when you're talking about the status of a man, Raila, is to fall back. So imagine Ida behind, who has a good height. You will have nowhere to fall to. You can only fall forward. That's what we got from that. And, you know, as I conclude, I think it will not be fair if I don't say the following. This country has come a long, long, long way. We know very clearly that to put this into context, I want to use a parable or a proverb, you know, you may like. The way you put it, whether you want to call it kitendawili or kitandawili or proverb, whatever, I don't know, but I want to pass my message in a different way. You have two people who want to have food, na mmoja akatoa proposal, anasema hivi, mimi na wewe tutachanga pesa, wewe ndiye unaenda kununua unga na mboga, lakini ukija mimi nitapika, na nikipika hiyo chakula tutagawa nusu, wewe ule nusu na mimi niwe nusu. Lakini kwenye duka wanajua aliyenunua hiyo unga na hiyo mboga ni yule mwingine, yani mmoja ndiye anajulikana, because the receipt is given kwa hiyo unga na hiyo mboga amenunua. Sasa kule kwenye duka hawamjui huyu mwingine, wanajua aliyenunua ni yule. Lakini wakikuja kwa kupika, mpishi anasema watagawana hii chakula nusu, sababu yeye alichanga hela kiasi ndio hiyo unga iende kununuliwa, lakini jua mwenye ananunua ni yule mwingine. Na katika kununua kule kwenye market, huyu mwenye mpishi hajulikani, anayejulikana ni yule. Inamaanisha kama hii unga inakuwa na maneno na nini, atakayerudisha kule aseme maybe this unga haikuwa nzuri ama nini, ni yule aliyenunua. I hope you are getting what I'm saying. Now the condition this one is saying, anasema tutafanya hivyo kama wewe utakubali kuchanga pesa pia kesho, nami niende ninunue nikuje, lakini wakati wa kukula wewe utakula hiyo, mimi nitatafuta mtu tutakula na yeye. I hope you're following up to that. Huyu wachange na yeye pesa vile amechanga, lakini mpishi aende dukani achukue unga anunue mboga. Katika upishi wake hamtaki huyu mwingine ahusike kwa hicho chakula, lakini anataka atafute mwingine. Lakini huyu waliyekula na yeye siku ya kwanza achange hela nusu pia vile alivyochanga, lakini chakula asiweko. it is unfair to have such an arrangement. Sidhani kama inaweza kubalika, lakini ninaona uwezekano huyu, kwa sababu ana njaa na hana pesa za kutosha unga na mboga, atakubali kwanza wakule hii chakula wakati wa kwanza, lakini wakati sasa wa kununulia huyu mwingine itabidi aseme ukweli, hutakula chakula na ule na mwingine bila mimi kula, na unaniforce mimi kununua hiyo chakula. It is not fair, kwa sababu kama utakula na huyu mwingine sawa. What am I trying to say? The deputy president and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta entered to an realistic agreement, because you cannot tell me it's fair for the deputy president to serve as a deputy president of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta for 10 years. Then he wants Uhuru Kenyatta to support him to form a government where Uhuru Kenyatta is not there. That is unfair, because Uhuru Kenyatta will have only served as a president twice. But look at Ruto. Ruto will have served as a deputy president 10 years, as a president 10 years. And in these 10 years of his presidency, anasema Uhuru Muigai aende nyumbani. How fair was that agreement? Honestly, if anybody understands, he will tell me. How fair was that? The fairest will have been deputy president na Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was served for 10 years. Uhuru support Ruto, lakini Uhuru akuwe deputy pia for 10 years. Ndio hiyo equation iwe balance. Lakini wewe unasema Uhuru enda nyumbani, na wewe sasa mimi nataka kutawala, alafu unataka kuchukua mtu mwingine. How fair is that? Na una demand kwamba Uhuru akusupport na resources zile wewe ulimsupport nazo. I think that is why, in my view, I have really done research. Mi naona hii ndio maneno Ruto na president wanakosania. I think one person signed a document that was not fair. Luckily enough, the former governor Nairobi, yeye alisema mimi nikisaini hii kitu, kuna kitu nilipewa nikakunywa. Yeye aliruka yake. So if the president had the opportunity, probably angetuambia alikunywa nini wakati ana sign a very imbalanced agreement like this. So I want to tell Kenyans, there is no way the president, in his own clear thinking terms, he can support somebody who has been able to sabotage his legacy to become the president in his absentia. It is not possible. It's not tenable. The best thing you can do is to have an agreement to cook this food with somebody else who is willing to share in a very genuine way, such that the families continue having the genuine food. May God bless you. If you understood it, I will really appreciate it. But if there is any rebuttal, I want to give me an example where such arrangement works. The best thing you can do, unafanya ya kwanza kwa sababu una njaa. Lazima umeshiba, unamwambia bwana hapana, you unfair. Hii kitu lazima tukule pamoja kama unataka tuendelee. Asante. Thank you.
Thank you, Patriot. I think that is clear enough. Mark Mosioma. Unmute and speak.
Thank you so much, Ben. Sijui kama mnanipata.
Kabisa, karibu.
Asante sana. I'm a great fan of this program. Nimekuwa nikiingia nikitoka cause of nakuanga na kazi mingi kidogo ya huku mahali niko. But I'm happy today you were able to let me in. I wouldn't really have a lot to say today, but I'll take a few minutes and do some bit of reflection. I have had the opportunity of staying in Kenya and out of Kenya. And apparently, when you look at what is happening in our current political landscape, sometimes unaangalia, then you feel like, is it that Kenyans are able to forget so fast? I mean, even this history that Mzee keeps on talking about, it didn't happen so many years ago. I mean, all of us were there when we had the politics of multipartyism coming in. You remember the great story about the Chilongos? I mean, 500 shillings came in 1992. I wasn't old then, but I heard of it. 2002, talking of the Rainbow Alliance. All of us have that story. I mean, we know what happened. Even when we thought that what Kibaki and Raila were promising was not tenable, it actually came to pass. And sometimes it's good to share with our young people. Do they know that we were not even opening bank accounts with less than 10,000 shillings before 2002? I don't know how old, Ben, you are. Lakini unajua Barclays ulikuwa unafungua bank with a minimum of 10,000 shillings. There was no free secondary. You saw how the economy was doing up to 2013. Who doesn't remember the 2010 constitution clamor? I mean, people are saying mkipitisha hii constitution itapatia watu a few positions. Kenya will become a secular state. I mean, apportions. That is what people are saying all along. And unfortunately, they were passing through churches. And sometimes it embarrasses us. And you know, what is funny with history is that the biggest hypocrites end up benefiting. Look at who benefited out of the 2010 constitution. Come to 2013, we have an election. Most of the infamous bills are bills that were passed in a regime and of people who are largely affiliated with the deputy president. Talk of the security bills. Talk of the many things. Nani anakumbuka maneno ya Isaac Ruto? Ati Kenya sio ya mama yako. You remember Duale telling that? In the whole of 2013, 2017, devolution was a nightmare. Because Ruto never believed in devolution. These are realities people must be told. So when, I mean, Ruto is the chairman, like Muturi was saying the other day, he sits in the highest decision-making organ that is concerned with disbursement of funds to counties. What has he done that you can be able to say these are footprints? The president was in Tanzania the other day. Where was Ruto? Turkana. When does he get to the office? These are some of the realities that we must start asking ourselves whether indeed what people speak and what they stand for are related in whichever way. By and large, Mama Ida is a great woman, a very great woman. I guess when the history of this country, when the history of our country is written, she has a special place to play because she stood with her husband at a time when you really expect any woman to run away, but she was there for him. I was sharing with a few guys and I was telling them, perhaps the gods have been absent or they sought leave of absence. That's what they said. And maybe they are now coming home. In fact, they are receiving the king. Whether Musyoka or Mudavadi or whichever person agrees to back up Raila, Raila's time is this time. And possibly there was a reason why God decided that it happened this time. So for us who have seen this story and who have been part of this history, we only ask our people that take time to reflect on these leaders. I mean, when you look at a leader like Charity Ngilu, who has, I saw the other day, akona some 2-3 industries, I guess. What Charity needs, or what the people of Kitui need, is a favorable government policy that enables our people to consume what we produce. That is what happens where I am. In fact, where I am, there are so many kinds of cars that you see, and they are simply consumed locally, so that much of what is produced here is again taken and consumed by people here. If we can be able to change that mindset, we stop this business of, I mean, we want to be blockers all the time. Even police uniform, you want to go and buy it from China, you know? Even something that is, even the small things, kids for KEMSA, you want to buy them from somewhere. I mean, our people can also be able to be part of the people who can produce and we consume our very own. So as we move forward, Ben, possibly because this is my very first contribution, let's have our people encouraged to have a debate and a debate that is constructive, devoid of this thing about tribalism, where you come from, this is a Luo. So if he's a Luo, so what? He's still a Kenyan. This is a Kikuyu. I mean, a Kikuyu is also a Kenyan. This is a Kisi. A Kisi is also a Kenyan. At the end of the day, when all of us are out here, surprisingly, the tribal overtone is never there. But when you get back home, you always go back and say the TV is our own. And the TV is taking away the very drugs that are supposed to take care of our cancer patients, the very drugs that are supposed to take care of our most vulnerable loads, the very loads that are supposed to take our foodstuffs and every other thing that we produce from our shambas. I mean, even electorate is crying that their maize is dying. Ben, unanipata? Ambia watu wetu waende polepole. I might not be agitating for Raila, but Raila and Ruto competing is never supposed to be a contest. It's never supposed to be a contest. I wish you well. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Thank you so much for your contribution, and you're welcome to the platform. Let's keep engaging to see to it that we make Kenya better by giving right information. It is important that we bring up to speed. The young people have been kind of given an amnesia against history. They are told history means nothing, and so that they can easily be manipulated to buy into the hot air that is not carrying anybody to anywhere. But God is faithful to keep us on the right track until we have arrived where we ought to. Let's go to Andrew. Andrew, welcome. Make your submission, and then after that, we take one more round and we'll be closing. Andrew, unmute and speak.
Good evening, good morning, those who are not in Kenya. And it's good night.
Good morning from Nairobi.
For those who are in Kenya. Mine is just to say, the way Raila put out his bid to be president and the history that he has. I'm a Kenyan, born in Kenya, raised in Kenya, studied in Kenya, worked a few years in Kenya, in the government, in fact. But when someone talks of leverage, development, ideas, and growth, if you compare what Uhuru has done in his tenure and what Kibaki and Raila did, Uhuru took the mantle after he saw his first term would sink him to be an unperforming president. So now he decided on the second term, he won't relent, he won't back down, and he wants to see Kenya like other nations growing, like other countries. Because if you remember back to history, when Kenya got independence, Malaysia, Singapore, they were still being colonized. What did Kenya do? When they were asked for a loan, he gave it. Go compare Kenya and Malaysia, Singapore and Kenya. Those are two different countries that you look at them in a different hemisphere. They're in Asia. They were even lower than us at independent. But go and see them now. So what I can tell people is reform is what can build that country. Togetherness. You don't need to be a Kikuyu, you don't need to be a Luya, you don't need to be a Luo, Kale, Kao. Tribalism will not take us anywhere. But knowing that you're a Kenyan is what we can live with it and prosper in it. Lastly, if you look at someone's tribe and start judging him by the tribe, then you're not a patriot. Being patriot, being Kenyan, is what I believe like someone like Ella is saying to people. Listen to the speech, Ruto and Raila, and even not forgetting, put Kalonzo in there, put Mudavadi there. Listen to all these people talk. Analyze who's talking sense in regards to helping the country. who's not talking sense. Ask yourself why a lot of youth are out of the country. They are learning, they're educated, but they go other countries to work. Whereas that knowledge is supposed to be back into that country, develop that country, grow that country. But all of them, they're out. My last word would be, we need to ask ourselves as Kenyans, not whom are we safe with. Ask yourself in 10 years to come or 5 years to come, where should we be as a country? If you look at the history of the country, what is ailing the country are two things: tribalism and corruption. If we kill these two things, these two animals, there will be unity in that country where even people ourselves will not believe. But when you see Wanjiku growing, is in your county, and maybe you're a Luo, when it comes to election, you set his shop on fire. And Wanjiku is just there, doing her shop business. Alafu anakuja hiyo area yenyu anakodesha shamba eka kama 5, anapanda mahindi yake, anapanda njugu yake na kitunguu. Sababu yeye anajua mahali atauza, wewe unaona huyu ni mwizi. Stop brandishing other tribes' names, but build a future that people can see something in you. Tribalism and corruption, two important things. There's a thing called, I don't think most of the people back home understand what integrity is. Integrity is something you're supposed to do everything without starting to look behind me. Is Pastor Bernard looking at me? Is Patrick looking at me? Do it knowing that you are confident you're going to achieve it. But if you're doing like looking at Bernard or Patrick or Benson looking at you, or even Mark, you're not confident about yourself. So I've talked of 3 things: confidence, corruption, and tribalism. If we kill this 3, we are good to go. Because I'll not find Bernard stranded, patriot. And then when he asked me, hey, can you help me here? I tell him, do I know you? It's not about knowing you, it's about the patriotism in you. And that's all.
Thank you very much. Let's keep talking. We appreciate everybody for their input. Let's go to Brother Benson na tuanze kufungasha. Just inquiring, Benson, do you have the keys to this channel?
Which one?
If I left you to run the show, will you be able to end the show?
I don't have any key to it.
Okay.
Yes.
I understand. Don't go further.
Yes. And okay, Mr. Bernard, thank you. You can hear me now?
Clearly. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you again very much, Mr. Bernard. And we've talked so many things, and we've discussed so many things. And our main reason why we come to this platform is to scrutinize and separate the truth from the lies into the betterment of our country. That is what we are looking for. And like one of the things that we should ask ourselves, what we should ask ourselves right now, what is it that we can do for our country? Not what our country can do for us. It is us to do something for our country to make it better. We don't wait our country to do something for us. If we let our country do something for us, that will be a disastrous, right? And what I look at here about the Umoja, that oneness, that the Umoja does not take away your political view or your political affiliation or your love for your presidential candidate. The Umoja does not take that one away from you. And I can remind you, I told you yesterday that I will be quoting what Kip said, that the Umoja does not take away your tribe. The Umoja does not take away. You will always remain Jaluo, you will always remain Kalenjin. But when we come as a country, we bring that oneness that we speak as a country. And there are some of the things that has made me to make a decision. And one of these things is that they're very, very simple things. They're very, very simple things. And they are very, very crucial to me. And one of the things, just the highlight overall, there's some of the things that we do for PR. It tells you the kind of environment or the kind of the things that what we do now reflects what the future holds for us. And I can give you that typical example. There are things that we brush it off here. People have been talking about it. When there was this old lady that was put in the wheelbarrow and placed on, I think you can remember, I don't know whether it was Tarakaniti or somewhere. You know, some of these things, don't take them that literally. And the worst part of it is that after it being done, it was placed in a social media to see that is not the country we want. That one will not change. That's not a policy. That is something that we have to look into. You know, let us evaluate these things, you know. And this comes to about leadership. Yeah. And I'm urging everybody, whether you support UDA, you support ODM, you support every party in this Kenya, but let us interrogate the character. What do you say matters? Let us interrogate these things for us to make a better country. Because even if I disagree with you on your vision and you win, you are still going to be my president. I'm obligated as a Kenyan citizen to respect the president, the presidency. But before we go somewhere bad situation, like we are going to have something that does not reflect what does not even dignify the human dignity, that we need to stop it. The only way to stop it is that by asking these questions and making the right decision by voting the right people, you know. And if we vote the right people in the right positions, the Kenya will change, you know. And this one runs all the way from MCAs down there. Elect somebody who understands challenges. If you elect somebody who understands our challenges, somebody who is us, part of us, then we will make a very big difference in our country, you know. And like the way I said about the Azimio La Umoja, Azimio La Umoja is not only for Ida Odinga. It is us as the Kenyan people to reflect ourselves and ask ourselves question, what kind of the country do we want? When we get those answers, then let's vote the right person. And if we vote the right person, the right leadership, and the people who have the interest of Kenya at heart, you know, and something that really amazes me is this. There are people who have undergone so many, like they've undergone challenges, pain in this country. But still, if you see them, they're still happy, Lord. A typical example, like Reverend Timothy Njoya. When you hear that man speaks, he speaks a very happy man. But like what he has undergone, if you see the photo, how that man was beaten. But this man still loves the country, and the things he says good about this country. But some of us who have never even gone through all this painful experience, we are very bitter. So let's ask ourselves so many questions if you want a good country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bro Benson. PK, your closing remarks, we are out of here.
No, I'm around. It's only that I'm busy, but I'm around.
Give us your submission, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I don't have much to say, though I'm a little bit busy right now, but there's something that was mentioned by Patriot about Rawa being given something by women and the topic for today. If you look at the history of that community, they have a very strong woman who was called Wangu Amakeri. And I always like reminding them because I get similar questions as well. But I always refer them to that era and ask them whether they know one Wangu Amakeri and who she was. And whenever I say that, they just keep quiet. Anyway, moving from that, one of the main reasons, especially this time around, why I am fond and I'm a very ardent supporter of Baba, is the reason why he was pushing for BBI. BBI, in the first place, one of the biggest things that BBI was pushing for was a diluted presidency. The presidency was not going to be as powerful as one outside BBI. And any leader who wants to take over and run as a president with less powers means a lot. It means he's not greedy for that power. It is not that, that wholesome power of the presidency that he's actually after. His intent is to change and reset the country such that power can be distributed among other people for the benefit of the country. But for someone who is opposed to that kind of structure, who wants wholesome power, we should be very careful about people who are power hungry. And that alone demonstrated that Baba is not worried about distributing his power, having another powerful prime minister, having positions below him or beside him, because he has already experienced this with the government of national unity, and he knows how best to work in such a government. So why people are worried and insisting on following someone who is very power hungry, it beats me. I really don't get it. Thank you.
Thank you, PK. We appreciate your input. We are really grateful that you found time to be able to join us for the discussion. We value your contribution. Let's keep talking. This is our country. We have every right to interrogate everybody, especially those asking for the highest office. That's why we're here, because we cannot entrust this entire country, 49 million of us, to hands that are yet to be tested, that we don't know where they will take us. As much as that may be irritating to some quarters, we have no apology for the same. We can't just take our kids and put them in the school when we are not sure of the leadership of that particular school, whether our kids are safe or not. We'll be responsible parents to do that. And any responsible voter who wants to vote anyhow without caring who they are voting for is not different from the father who takes the children to the national park and leaves them there with wild beasts and hoping that the wardens may see the children and take good care of them. It's important that we be sober on the same. Kim, thank you for coming. How are you?
I'm all right. Naona nimechelewa. Pole sana.
Today you are extremely late. But,
Mr. Moderator, Mr. Moderator, please forgive me.
You know, today I had two shows.
Yeah.
I was interviewing that MCA, the Junior Maxwell, and then we got into this one. And that is by daybreak is Sunday in Kenya. And I'll be having speaking engagement early in the morning. So we must close the studio early.
Yeah,
And
no, it was just to come and see what was going on. I don't think the MCA thing would have been quite interesting for me because I'll be honest, if there was an opposing MCA, that would be quite interesting. But I understand it's the start of the show and you're moving really fast, and it's always good to start from somewhere. And then next time you'll start having debates, opposing debates, because I feel like your channel is quite welcoming. So that is actually good. So if you're UDA, if you're from Kanu or whatever it is, I think Bernard's channel is for everybody. Just like any media person, he's got the right to lean to a particular place. So there might be some impartiality, but it's allowed under the Constitution. So you will hear him talk about Baba or Orange, but he would put some things aside for you to bring your own opinions, because at the end of the day, we need to debate things, even if we are opinionated about our own views. So I like to bring a debate also. I would like to encourage people to come into this challenge because it's very friendly, no dirty language, and to debate, to ask some serious questions. Because I have like yesterday asked some tough questions, and it's important. I came towards the end, and I think you were talking about Mama Ida. I know it's closing, but I think thinking about the US, which is where I would come as an example for this, because the Europeans don't really take in effect to the spouses. I think the First Lady's office should be taken seriously and should put some more emphasis in it. Because I know people will say, oh, we've not voted for her or anything like that, but I would like a debate on that. So as you can see, when Michelle Obama was in power, everybody saw how well she took that office over, how well you would know about, everybody knew about Michelle. And then there was Reagan's wife. Everybody knew Reagan's wife because she tried to do something, but it was negative. And the negative thing was war on drugs. Yeah. So that really influenced the Black community there. But you can see how powerful a spouse's, the presidential spouse's office could be. So I think, yeah, we need, if Raila goes in, I think he should make that an office for Mama Ida. Yeah, I mean, she's, for the first time I've seen her talk with a lot of strength. And when I say with a lot of strength, she gave her husband permission. Said, Raila, here you go. I give you permission to lead these people. So that is the first thing. Then I heard from PK. I know there's a lot I want to say before we close from PK about power sharing. That is very important with the BBI, but I think it was rushed a bit. So this is where I'm going to say something very controversial. I think it was rushed a bit, and we did not have as much participation as we had with the Bomas constitution. We didn't have, the public participation is quite important if they're going to do it again, because some of these things were being rushed. I know it comes from a good heart to try and share the power amongst the people they want to form coalitions for, but at least if they give us the chance to discuss this BBI. I'm not against it, I'm against some of the aspects of the BBI. But other than that, I don't want to bring a debate to close the show because it's a bit late. I know you have to go. But thank you for having me towards the end. I really apologize I'm late today.
Okay, thank you so much.
And where's Nick?
Nick was here. I think his gadget refused. He was here and he didn't even make submission. He kept jumping in and out, jumping in and out. I will have him tomorrow, and I pray tomorrow I'll be able to, but we'll start a bit late because we'll begin around 10 10 p.m. East African time. That's the only time we'll be here. Being a Sunday, we may overstretch it and rest on Monday. But all the same, thank you for your contribution. Our country is, I believe, it's in the process of being made, and so everybody's contribution and a proper focus is really needed at this point in time. Whereby everybody needs to critically look at this decision I'm about to make. Will it make or break Kenya? So this is not the voting where you will cast the lot and say whatever side of the coin falls, I'm good with it. It is really something that we need to give serious thought and see to it that whatever we are doing is safeguarding not only us, but our children and our children's children. When we all carry that posterity mindset, we will be able to go to the ballot and make right decisions from the least person to the highest office. The matters on the BBI, it's controversial, like you said. It's controversial because what is public participation? When the BBI was meant to be taken for referendum, the referendum is it not public participation? And then the genesis of the BBI itself was from a secretariat that went around the country collecting the agenda. So when the court begins to talk about there was no public participation, it doesn't add up. But the way forward is that aspect of collective responsibility whereby we have a country, we have people, and we have certain changes that need to take place for the betterment of the country, whereby even if I rush like what is usually done here, somebody steals money, corrupt money or something like that, and then the investigators are coming, and then he rushes to court to get an order that prevents him from being scrutinized. Now you notice it is the same law, but the law is protecting the person it's supposed to catch, so it becomes a confusion. But if we are serious about making this country good for everybody, then let the law apply to everybody equally. And where there is need for negotiation, let there be negotiation. But if a particular group of people want to hold everything under their charge, a hostage, like for example, if Uhuru was not Uhuru now, I don't think he will be functioning. There is some level of stubbornness that is acceptable to some degree, because if going to court will stop everything, go to court, you stop NMS. Go to court, now they want to stop KMC through the court. And KMC was making 10, did they say 10,000? They said it was making 10,000 per day. Now it's making $1 million a day, and then you want to stop.
but now I kind of get where you're coming from.
Yes.
So let me tell you my analysis or conclusion to that. Then they did it wrong. You know why I say they did it wrong? They did it wrong because they did not. They let allegedly. You know me with that. Allegedly, the likes of Ruto and those people picked certain aspects of the BBI that were not, that they found as wrong for the public and sold it to go against that. And it's the same thing the Labour Party in the UK did. They had a long list of things, but they did not go on. Look at Azimio La Umoja. 5 things that they talked about. There are 10, but they talked about 5 things with Azimio La Umoja. That's what they need to do for the campaign for the BBI next time. Not saying, oh, the BBI is building bridges initiative. No, 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 no. They need to say things that would come into the public. So if it's corruption they're trying to fight, that should be the number 1 thing they talked about in the BBI. Right now, everybody's confused, and all people think about the BBI is what? Sharing of power. And when they talked about sharing of power, is not from the original idea for sharing of power. It's sharing of power for the Oka team. So the thing is, they need to go back to the drawing board and educate the public as to what they want to do after the election.
I'm glad that you are saying that, but I have a different way of looking at it. The really problem was not the selling of the BBI or how the BBI was being sold. The propagandists of the DP's office went ahead and poisoned the public against BBI, but it still did not work. Okay, the greatest fear and the greatest bone of contention was taking the BBI to the public. The moment it gets to the public, it will pass. So the DP knew, if I don't stop it here, when it reaches to the public, the way it passed in the county assemblies, okay, it will pass. And when it passes, he will have zero ground to start his political agenda for 2022. After being vanquished at the referendum, he will not be able to pick momentum and contest 2022 successfully. So BBI was the really thing was stop it before it reaches to the public, and that is what they succeeded to do. But I have a feeling it may even be added to the 2022 ballot. And when it is done,
you can't stop reggae. Reggae is on halftime. I had to check that.
If it is put on the 2022 ballot, now who will stop it?
Bernard.
Yes, Patriot.
Thank you. I had actually exited and given an excuse, but there is something that I saw in Brother Kip that made me come back. Initially, I wanted just to talk about Kip, but in the course of listening, you have actually expanded my conclusion to some other territories and waters. So you'll excuse me, that was not my initial reason why I came back. But let me start straight to what I wanted to say. Perhaps that will still make sense at the end of it. Kip, I am personally indebted to your great character and you know, the way you've carried yourself. Personally, I thought it's my moral obligation. I was morally obligated to actually come back when I listened to you, and I was talking to my wife. I was telling her, listen to this guy. I wish the UDA would be speaking with this clarity and decorum. I think I just have to tell you, you're a great man in your own right. But personally, I admire your stature, the way you present your I can't say facts, but the way you present your submissions. I think it has a lot. It carries a lot of weight in terms of respect. That was the reason why I had to reconnect to come back. Otherwise, I had gone for the day. But I want to say this is a great opportunity for the people of UDA, and I want to make an assumption here. I will be wrong. I want to speak the meaning of your name.
I want to stop you there. I think Bernard, he was not here yesterday.
Thank you. Stop him there.
He was not here yesterday. So okay, what happened yesterday is I came in with non-party affiliation, but I outed myself. Um, I'm not what you think I am. I'm Baba Dam. And I told people something very important yesterday, which is do not ever tell anybody to steal your tribe away from you. That is your identity. That is who you are. If you're a Kalenjin, stick to a Kalenjin, but don't let a man tell you what direction you need to move as a Kalenjin. And it was a deeper discussion that I think Bernard can better expand as to what happened yesterday. Then you'll understand where I'm coming from, because the assumption you have right now is not what you think.
But you come from Rift Valley, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Then 85.
I'm not
85. Just a minute, Kip. 85% will still give me an A. So I am right. 85%. The last one. Thank you for that correction. So what I was saying is this: regardless of who you're supporting, you come out, as a person who can, somebody yearns to listen. Somebody wants to listen more. When you speak sense, really, whether you're opposing or proposing, that makes a lot of sense. This reminds you of your time. If you were in the debate club in your high school, there was a time you will say, we'll have debates like a girl is better than a boy, and or educating a daughter is better than educating, a boy child. But that didn't mean that those who proposed were only, girls. We had men, young boys who will also stand for the sake of debate. And we will debate, and at the end of the day, facts are picked out of the debate. We build the talent of debating with decorum and a lot of respect. So what I wanted to say is that why I came back here, I think I wish we had people of your caliber. Actually, when I was speaking to my wife, I said, this guy, he must be living abroad, not in the country, because here in Kenya, people are different. So I was right, 85%.
That's another point you got right. So it's coming to 95%.
No, I do. People who are exposed, we can tell from the first statement. Now, let me go to the most mix the most starring mix that you just
a minute, Patriot. One minute, Patriot, please. On the comments, Gaddafi TV. You have been here for a very long time, but the language you are using, I don't see it being right. So please watch your language. Your exchange with pen is not helping, and calling people what you're calling them is not right. So please organize yourself or we eliminate you. That is it. Yesterday we got rid of Lynette on the same ground. We can put up with some things, but when you cross the bar, we get rid of you. So Gaddafi TV, watch yourself. Your exchange with Penny is not helping. Your hate or your despising of other leaders, credible or not credible in this country, you have no right to insult anybody and call them what you're calling them. So organize yourself or we dispatch you. Thank you. Patriot, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So back to my conclusion. It is very correct that the language defines people's character, and I'm happy, Bernard, you've just brought it on here. There was, and I think this is what that was really the contention of my coming back. The way you present your facts, the tone. Some people are very good at dental formulas. They don't want us to see them, and yet you have a very good statement that you want people to understand. You want to make sure that it becomes very difficult for us to see the milk teeth, assuming it was keep. I saw that in your first second of speech. I was impressed. And I was like, this is great, awesome. I wish this is how our brothers and sisters will present their issues. Will you listen to each other because we are brothers? Because you coming with insultiveness, languages that really find it very difficult to be placed anywhere close to the dictionary. That's why you end up making definitions that are your own. You don't want people to quote anything. And quickly, the best thing to do is to tell us you have dictionaries that are read by yourselves and stuff. So my issue that I have all along, and I'm still addressing this to you. Even when I came to this platform, I came in as a very neutral person. Bernard can bear testimony to this. I said, I'll be very happy for Baba people not to carry themselves in a manner that will show disrespect to our people, the UDA. Let them insult us. To me, I think that was okay because they have defined themselves to be so. But let us show them the way, speak in a manner that shows the friendliness, that shows the Azimio La Umoja for everybody, including those who insult us. And I've been fighting our people, the Baba people from the beginning. I told them that language is not fair. We only go a little bit overboard when we are doing some humor, right? That is what we do at times. But collectively, I wanted to say, keep it up. And what I also wanted to let you know is that you can be a leader. This is what I wanted to tell you. Not because of you supporting anybody. I actually didn't want to be right that you're supporting UDA. I wanted to say, find time to come home before it's sundown. You have a position. You have a position in the society, and there is one thing God has given me in my life. I cannot pick you as a leader and you fail to be one.
I think it's important that you say that. There's one thing. Sorry.
Just a minute. Bernard can bear testimony to this. I have been able to encourage people to be leaders. Some of them are member of parliament and now becoming governors. We did that. Maybe because of my training, it will not be difficult for me to see that. So the only thing I'll do is to pray that you see it and grasp that before you enter into the stage where people will be playing jokes of telling you you're an old man. I'm sure even when you become old, you still have the qualities. But some people will spin that around to waste the energies of those who don't think well that you can't make it. I don't mind you coming in as an old man because I'm supporting an old man today. But I am saying to reduce the negative energy, that will be attributed from your opponents. This is the time for you to actually try that direction, and people of your area will benefit, and Kenyans will also reap from your.
Thank you. What you are doing is right, but on the wrong platform.
That is correct. That is.
Wewe na keep mwanane nyuma ya tent malizaneni hiyo encouragement yenu. Mage mtama mbele ya kuku wengi.
Bernard,
yes.
With all due respect,
yes,
I am giving credit to the qualities of my brother, just like you have mine and my downside. Just like we are here to encourage each other. I'm just saying, yeah, that's what I was saying. There is leadership in him. Nothing else.
Order, all of you. Order, all of you. We can't all speak, so everybody mute your mic. Hold on, I said, all you said is right and is okay. Okay? But one, we are all different. Different in the sense that in the church we say that there are people who know how to receive praises others don't. They take praises. It can embarrass them when it is not supposed to. So I would want the two of you to engage in a comfortable atmosphere where everybody will understand the other. But, you know, it is unexpected, number one. Number two, we just met on this platform, and then that. So there are a lot of questions being raised other than answers. That is why I choose to mediate.
I rest my case. I rest my case, brother.
Thank you. You can respond.
I take that to heart. By the way, I come home every year, so I take that to heart. I will not answer about the leadership thing. It's neither here or there for now. Let me participate in the public. Let me get to know you first. I've been away for 17 to 18 years. So, yeah, I think I need to come back home pole pole. As to what you've talked about, the debate between different aspects, it's very important to listen to the other side. It's very important to listen to the other side. No matter how difficult it is to hear the insults and stuff like that, some of those, a clock is, how do they say that? A clock is right twice a day. A broken clock is right twice a day. So listen to both objectives. There could be things that Baba might not be getting right. So just listen to them, see what crazy things they might have come up with. A clock is right twice a day. So that's why I watch both of them. I always watch both of them and see what is going on. If you close your eyes and just focus on one person, that's where you get it wrong. No matter how you think a person is corrupt or vulgar person is, you have to listen to their opinion. And that's the thing I've taken away from, it's not the problem with being a human being. You always think you're right. You're not. There's something you can learn from each and every one of us, no matter what political views they have, no matter what, like the way Patriot has said, he changed his mind in this platform because he had the sense to come and see what is this. And I would encourage you to look at Tembe's, I'm sorry to say this, competitors. I don't even know them. I just think it's Citizen and KTN, but I don't know your direct competitor. But if you get them, watch them, see what they have to say. Yeah. But then this could be your main channel. Just always look at other people's views, and that's all I wanted to say. Yeah. That's why I like seeing you guys.
Thank you, Kip. Thank you. Let's keep talking. It's important. Keep bet. I hope your gadget works today.
Are you listening to me?
I am hearing you. Thank you.
It's working today.
I mean hearing. Hey, how are you doing, guys? I haven't even followed the conversation. Nimeingia tu nione kama microphone inafanya kazi. So I think I'll just follow from the stands and watch you guys on the podium. I don't even know what you are talking about today, so leo nimerelax tu. Weekend, kesho ni Sunday, so wacha tu nikae kando. Unajua, as we are marginalized. I mean, it's still Saturday here, so it's
what do you mean
rightfully so Sunday tomorrow.
Sorry to interrupt, but you had something very interesting to say yesterday about
the Kanu.
Yes, that's what I want to hear. Because you said you're in a very small word and you wanted to say something specific and it was getting interesting. Bernard, if you can allow him to say, I want to hear this. Something about Kanu.
When the fire has burnt and the whole time, so kuna time itafika hadi unapata tu ile ya kuchomea mahindi peke yake. So hiyo ndio niko nayo saa hizi, ile ya kuchomea mahindi. The fire
tunafungasha hata.
No, let me tell you, jana I had prepared a whole notebook. So I left it at home bana. Mimi I went to see a friend of mine, so ndio niko huko saa hizi. but it was very nice. There was a desire burning inside me, like ilikuwa inanichoma kwa roho kabisa, and I had to release it, but unfortunately this technology couldn't allow me to. But I'm really happy.
I'm happy your gadget is now working, so you can join us later on in the day for the open forum, and then make sure your notebook is with you. We would want to hear.
I'm just listening.
That too.
Yeah.
Okay, PK.
Anyway, I have a question. Where is my brother coming from? I just want the keep. Which part of the country anatoka? So that will be very interesting to know, because I think I've seen him before. I don't know where, but
I'm from Uasin Gishu, Kaptagat region.
Okay. No.
But
then maybe
if you're in Baringo, I usually pass by Baringo to I don't use that.
Yeah.
So I usually stop at Baringo for a break. So I use the Kabarak route to go home.
Okay. No. Since tunaishi the other side, so it's
if you don't mind me asking, I know this is something that is private to you. Which set of Kalenjin are you?
Kipsigis.
Kipsigis, yeah. We are together. So I'm originally I'm half Kipsigis, half KU.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's why you're pouring out intelligence here. I see. That blend.
The Nandi region, but the Kericho Kobomet Koju. So
okay.
Yeah. So I think that's where my family is from. Back in the day, before we were migrated by the colonialists down here to live. That is why you hear the word reserves in the US. That's why I never understood the word reserve. The word reserve is when the white man comes in and then takes the locals and put them in a reserve area. So you hear reserve in the US, and then me, when I was growing up, Nenda Reserve, I never understood what that meant. So my people were migrated into the Uasin Gishu area by force. So my real name is Kiplangat, not Kiplagat. Kiplangat. I think you would understand.
I know. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Anyway, Bernard, pole sana kwa we have sort of stolen your show, and you continue moderating. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
No, mtalipa fine kwanza. Mtalipa fine.
Leta M-Pesa.
Acha niwekee M-Pesa namba huko kwa private.
Weke hiyo tununue chai kwa mtumishi.
Mnunue chai ya mhubiri wa kesho. Thank you guys. I'm happy that we are able to talk and talk successfully. Dala, that is, how do we pronounce that? Dala ho?
Bernard, how are you? Bernard, how are you?
Sorry,
how are you?
Sorry, I have to leave.
Fine, how are you doing? Ngoja kabla hujaondoka Kiplangat, kabla hujaondoka wacha nikuelezea kidogo. Huyu ni Wariahe anaitwa Dalahau.
Wariahe, welcome back. You have changed your name.
Nimeenda holiday kwenda kuuza ngamia kama 3-4 hivi. Niko sawa sasa, niko sawa kabisa, na nimeona mnaendelea mzuri kabisa bana. Naona siku hizi umekuwa mzuri, unakaa smart kabisa. Hii watu wengine mimi sijui vizuri, siwajui vizuri, lakini mimi nakuona umekaa vizuri siku hizi. Sijui ni Azimio ama ni nini, ama ni Azimie, mzee Azimie.
Azimio La Umoja.
Is it Azimie or Azimio? Mnajua mnatusumbua.
Ninyi ndio mtazimia, mzee Azimio.
Okay. One very important thing is that hiyo kitu sisi haitustui kama watu wa UDA. Sisi we are trying our best. We had a party, we had a form, we had kila kitu yote ilikuwa iko sawa. Ni nyinyi tu ndio mlikuwa mmechelewa. Tulikuwa tunataka tu announce mtu wenyu ndio tujue tuna deal na nani. Because there were so many people in the field and we didn't really know who we are dealing with. Sasa unasikia Wanjigi pia mmemtupa, ati mlisema mtafanya nomination ya ODM. Wanjigi amepigwa 10-0, analialia hapo. Iko watu analialia wengi, lakini hamna shida. Sisi we can deal with any person. Hata mkitaka mutoa Raila mulete.
They will still take place. Wanjigi can still wait. Hii ilikuwa ya
No,
Azimio.
already Raila has been mentioned. Wanjigi ni kupoteza kwanza milioni yake. He is trying to find out the receipts za hiyo milioni moja alilipa to go
No,
and
it
get
was
his
not
refund.
paid. That's propaganda. He didn't pay. He was late to submit.
Okay. So the guy is still in the the guy is still outside. What is very important, Bernard, is kitu muhimu ambayo Wakenya wanatakana kujua ni ya kwamba whether Raila ataingia ama whether Ruto ataingia, sisi tunataka Kenya imove mbele, tunataka Kenya iende mbele. There's a time I remember long time, sijui kama hii watoto wadogo walikuanga hapo, lakini mimi wakati wa 1980s I remember kulikuwa na kitu inaitwa Kenya School Equipment Scheme, free books, free everything. Tulikuanga na hiyo pesa yote, sijui ilipotea wapi. And then leo I met one guy here in Dubai, ananiambia Kenya MPs are paid a lot of money. Hata ni mtu ambaye hata ajui Kenya, lakini amesoma tu kwa one article. Kenyan MPs are paid a lot of money, a lot of allowances, a lot of things. Ananiuliza, hiyo nchi, how do you operate in that country? You are just operating differently. Ananiambia amepeleka container moja huko, imechukuliwa taxation ya 5 million, one container taxation ya 5 million. Ananiambia there's nowhere in the whole world a container can be taxed more than 1 million Kenya shilling. Ananiambia container na taxiwa 5 million. Hiyo pesa yote hiyo inaenda wapi? Na container na taxiwa 16%, ikienda kwa market tena again, ukikunywa chai tena hiyo chai inakuwa taxed again kwa hiyo chai unakunywa. And then I don't know, mtu wa supermarket kwanza anauza hiyo majani kwanza inakuwa taxed, inaenda kwa chai inakuwa taxed, kama ni mandazi inakuwa taxed. Yani hiyo pesa inarudi na roll na hiyo pesa yote inachukuliwa na MPs. So what we are trying to say is Kenya, whether Raila ataingia, so I don't know kama Raila anajua hiyo hesabu, yeye amekuwa mzee kidogo, lakini we want to start this thing from scratch, and we see hope in William Ruto. I don't know if you guys see that. William Ruto angeweza kufanya kazi mingi sana, lakini alikuwa anasimamishwa kufanya kazi na mdosi. Kuna mdosi hapo, akitaka kuchange kitu kuna mdosi mdosi ako hapo. Sasa William Ruto anataka kujaribu kubadilisha kila kitu, anashindwa. So tukaamua wacha tumweke hapo ndio achange hii maneno. Mnaonaje nyinyi hapo?
I disagree.
I find it very difficult to believe that.
I was trying to leave, but you've dragged me back in. I'll give you the first point about William Ruto. William Ruto is trying to bring us back to the dark ages of Kenyan politics, and we discussed about this yesterday. William Ruto is trying to take us to one-party state, which is the old days of Kano. That is why UDA has been formed. People will compare it to ODM. ODM is an ancient party, and it has built itself over, I think, how old is ODM?
Born in 2005.
So look at the age. It takes time to build a party that big. The times that they say that the Jubilee coalition actually worked was when the NACs, the KANUs, the URPs, and the TNAs were working together. Remember your digital, whatever it was called, in the first election. They say that is when it worked. But when they formed this one big party called Jubilee in the second election, it's when they say it failed. So you can already see that Uhuru is going, Ruto and Uhuru are going against their own argument about building this national party. So that is point number one. Point number two, you're inside the state. You can make the changes within. Your little changes can be seen by the people. So even if you're fighting against the machinery, There are things like what Jaramogi Odinga did, or Raila Odinga did, or even William Ruto did back in the day against the state to build better lives for the Kenyans. We could see that. That's why we elected these guys when they were way back in the day. So if he's complaining that the machinery is working against him and then campaigning at the same time, that does not, I smell, call a duck, if it quacks, call a duck. So you cannot give him the reins. Other than being prime minister, whatever it's called, other than that, when else has Raila been in government that you can say that Ruto is fighting against Raila's government? What government? He's not in government. So this excuse you're giving this person who's stolen from the government, from the people of Kenya, allegedly. So it's not been proved. But there are rumors about it. Yeah, I mean, he's made millions for the Star newspaper, always showing these things. Where they smoke, there's fire, my friend. So you cannot deny that there's a lot of rumors about this guy stealing land, allegedly. This guy is stealing from the people, allegedly. So we can't have a leader like that running our country. We can't have a leader like that bullying other leaders into joining his coalition. Yeah? Lazima upembeleza watu kufanya hizi vitu. Where has he been for the last 4 years? Where has he been?
You see, the point I'm arguing on, sio ati William Ruto yani hakuweza kufanya kitu yani kabisa, lakini what we are saying is this is a new constitution, si kama ile zamani.
Same constitution, my friend.
Hold on, this constitution right now, if you want to do something, if you want to do anything, kuna mtu anaenda kotini atasimamisha kitu. Lakini we want a progressive person, we don't need, just Raila ile kitu alifanya, ile makosa alifanya ni moja. Ni hatujui kama yeye ni progressive ama yeye yuko na old system, because mara ako na serikali, mara ako nje, anapiga kelele nje. Lakini William Ruto has been consistent. Kama kwa serikali, ako kwa serikali.
Can I stop you there? What you've just said, you've counter-argued yourself there. You're saying that the new constitution is stopping him. Then why did he stop the BBI?
No, what we are saying is kuna vitu zingine, unajua ile kitu amesamisha, why he stopped the BBI there are so many reasons.
So you're saying that right now he's in government.
One, why he stopped the BBI, there are so many BBI, the way it was meant, ilikuwa inaonekana kama there are some political connotations with that BBI. Kama BBI ingewekwa wakati mzuri na iletwe watu wazuri, uliona vile mtu alikuwa anafanya hapo kwa Bomas. If kama hiyo GS na hizo vitu yote na hiyo ukora yote ya ODM haingekuwa hapo Bomas, at least ingefanywa kama hii ni mambo ya serikali na watu wote wako sawa. Ruto mwenyewe angefeel ya kwamba at least angekuja ulizwe tunataka tubadilishe nini hapa, unaonaje hapa unaonaje, ama ako na timu yake, hata yeye mwenyewe ako na timu yake. Yes, the guy has 200 MPs, sio kama Raila ako na MPs 70 ama kitu kama hiyo. There are two different people there. We are dealing with two different people.
Bernard, niseme tafadhali.
Okay.
Huyo jamaa, huyo jamaa anasema BBI ni political. Hakuna saa nyingine unaweza kutengeneza, hakuna kitu. Nataka nikujulishe kitu moja ujue. Nchi yote inatengenezwa na political. Hizi vitu zote zinatengenezwa na political. Koti nini, hizo vitu zote zinazaliwa na political. Kitu inaitwa political. BBI, hata kodi ile unalipa, hata barabara unatembea, ni political. Political ndio imeleta hizo vitu zote. Kwa hiyo political, BBI ilikuwa inataka ku deal na political stability. Ndio maana kulikuwa na BBI. BBI ni maoni ya Wakenya wote, waliulizwa kila mahali. So usianze kusema ati BBI ninyi ndio wapotevu, wapotoshe.
Mzee,
ngoja nikwambie. Yes. BBI walipatia Wakenya wakati wa kutoa maoni yao, na Wakenya ndio waliamua hizo vitu zote, sio Raila na Uhuru. Hizi ndizo, sio ODM, hizi ndizo upotoshaji wa maneno. BBI ilikuwa nia yake ni kufanya nchi yetu ya Kenya iwe tulivu na amani na iwe na political stability. Unaelewa? Hiyo ndio maana ya BBI.
But do you understand Dalalo's
Nimeunderstand, lakini sasa
go to Dalalo.
Yes,
Dalalo.
yes.
But do you understand where he's coming from? You remember the question I asked initially, and this is the reason why. You see, Dalalo has questions about the BBI process. It was not done properly. That is why it's being questioned. Even with somebody who agrees with Raila.
Keep and allow. Let me bring you up to speed. There is information you people are deliberately refusing to put in consideration. Number one, the secretariat that collected the information for BBI took close to 2 years to go around the country collecting information. Tanga movement led by the DP, they said watu hao wasiende kwa hizo secretariat, hao watu waongee, wakimaliza walete hiyo kitu yao, tutapitisha. You get that? Then when the secretariat compiled the information, then the information was now to be ratified, taken to the now official process of now going to the referendum. Is when they woke up and now they begin to say they want it to be reopened again so that they give their views. The window period for them to give their views, they refused to go and appear before the secretariat. So this is a group of people we are dealing with who were opposed to the entire process. The real thing was, because it came from the handshake, it must be bad. Because the handshake is bad, it came to deny our son the liberty to do what he has been doing from 2013 to 2017. Hiyo ndio masingara ya kupinga BBI. See, there was no public participation. 2 years, the secretariat went around the country collecting information. Wewe ukaambia watu wako wasiende kuapia kina Murkomen and everybody. So after all the information has been compiled and sealed, now it's going to the next level. You say now we reopen so that we review and then add other information, which was a scheme to frustrate the process so that it's defeated by time. And that is why they went to court when it was remaining 60 days. It was a timing issue so that it gets defeated either by the court overturning or by time elapsing. It's all political scheming, nothing more.
Okay, wacha niongee Bernard sasa. Nilikuwa nataka huyu mzee asikie, sijui kwa nini ametoka, lakini alikuwa nataka asikie kidogo hii maneno nataka niongee juu yake. BBI, kama wakati after the handshake immediately Uhuru na Raila walipofanya handshake, wangeita William Ruto, wamwambie William Ruto, kuja tunataka kufanya kitu inaitwa Building Bridges Initiative, na rais angekuwa nyuma, angeweka DP na Raila, because ngoja, yani hiyo kitu kama ingefanya from day one na Ruto ako ndani na ana feel comfortable in it, at least by the time people
Can I interject on that?
William Ruto ni nani? Deputy President. Umesikia?
Yes.
President is on record to say 2 of the people in the secretariat ya BBI were suggested by William Ruto.
Actually,
so how was William Ruto locked out when he was contributing on the names of the people to participate in the secretariat? It's an excuse of a dishonest person we are dealing with.
The way William Ruto felt, it's like he's being sidelined in this matter. If he was, that is the main problem. Otherwise, if we knew, ulikuwa unaona vile Bomas jamaa alikuwa anafanya Bomas pale, kama vile you were seeing the TV, you are not closing your eyes, you are seeing the TV.
Can I just say something about that?
Unaangalia Bomas. BBI at Bomas, it was 2 years late. 2 years later.
I think we've got something wrong here. This is about feelings from Dalalo. It's not about feelings. My argument, I agreed with you initially about the process of the BBI, but you are bringing feelings into that. If Ruto was locked out, we saw the pictures. It was very embarrassing. Well, you stopped there. It's fine. What I'm saying is we need to reform the process of bringing referendums in Kenya. That is my argument here. It's not about BBI or agreeing with it. There are things I disagree with the BBI, but that does not mean that so I'm impartial with it. It's either coming in or not. What I'm just saying is the process. Just let me finish. Is the process of doing referendums in Kenya's need to be reformed, so that it is easier next time for the people's voices to be heard. Whether it's whether it's Wanjiko who is initiating the change of the constitution, or whether it's the president, or whether it's the opposition leader bringing it up. I really do not care about Uhuru's feelings, Raila's feelings, or Ruto's feelings. Those are feelings. So what? It's about the people. Feelings. So what? You know, that's my 2 cents.
Bernard, wacha niongezee kitu kidogo. Let me just add a bit of that information.
Ngoja kwanza wewe, you are running too fast. Okay? Keep you right. The law for referendum is yet to be enacted in the wherever with the Act of Parliament. So what we have right now in the Constitution is just the skeleton. The other things to be filled in by the Parliament, the same Parliament has failed to do that. And that is why the journey around the referendum is vague, because specific laws have not been enacted to enhance that process and make it clearer. And that is why people take advantage of that wherever lacuna kind of, then use it to frustrate the process they think will not favor them. So you are right. The way to go about referendum in Kenya is not clear. The constitution only gave a skeleton. It is yet to be filled with required specifics.
Now, Bernard, what we are saying is, if people are honest, if people are honest with everything, including BBI and including everything, we will have been honest with the Ndungu Land Commission, whatever inquiry commission, tungeweka nje, tungeleta hii mambo hii ya kulikuwa na Justice and Truth and Reconciliation Committee. Hizo vitu yote ingewekwa mbele na hizo vitu yote ingekuwa imeshaongeleshwa. At least BBI will have a platform ambaye ingerukia from that area. Lakini vitu zingine muhimu kama Wagala Massacre imetupwa huko nyuma, alafu nakuja na BBI ambaye yakuja kutudanganya sisi ati from 15% unaongoja BBI ileta 35%. You know, there are some things which are not even making sense. There are some things like saying that the executive wants to gag the judiciary. There are some things which will never. I asked this question Honorable Duale some time back before kabla jaenda kwa High Court. Akanambia hii kitu haitapita High Court. It will not pass the High Court. Nikamuuliza kwa nini, akanambia my friend, take it from me. Nilimwandikia tu message, akanambia hii kitu haitapita High Court. So it means there are some things. Hata Orengo mwenyewe na nani mwingine, Orengo na yule kijana ile mwingine ile Otiende.
Let's do this. You are turning this debate into BBI. Wewe tumefanya hii debate ya BBI na wewe hapa miaka mingi. Hebu achana nayo saa hii. Ulikuja umechelewa, tunafunga station. Wacha kufungua.
No problem. But before you close,
ngoja kwanza keep. There is Kennedy W here. Tumemweka tu. Ako pending, hajasema chochote. Let's give him a hearing first. Sisi tumeongea ya kutosha. Kennedy W, where are you? Kennedy W, are you there? Okay, it seems it's not there. So keep what were I saying? Tumalize?
So this is what I liked about the Lao come today. This is the kind of debate I wanted. This is the discussion. You can see I'm not agreeing with either one of you. There are things that Lao has said that I actually find very interesting. There are things in the BBI I want them to be out completely. because I felt like I was not participating. But then now, Bernard, now you're beginning to get where I'm coming from, where I'm saying, if the process for the referendums in Kenya were much clearer, I think the law would also be on your side. There are things that he says were missed, and there are things that were brought in the front. So I think the next time, as Kenyans, we need processes like the BBI to be process for referendum to be very clear for the public, and the questions should be very simple. Initial questions should be very simple. There are certain things that we can change with referendums rather than changing a whole document of the constitution. We need to change them one by one. I think the law had a few issues that he saw about the land reforms. And if those things were brought as a yearly referendums as our nation is growing, so this year we deal with the land reforms. I think there was another issue that was on the heart of the law. We put that on the next year. We put the 35% in the year after that. I think that would be a much palatable process for all of us. But putting all these things at the same time, we'll of course pick the ones we don't like. So I'm 50-50 on this argument.
And Mama Odinga should have talked about this thing to her husband. Angeongea na mzee hii maneno aongee juu yake. Sijui kwa nini hajaongea juu yake hiyo maneno.
Maneno gani?
You know, she is the best person to have told mzee ya kwamba kuna kitu inaitwa Wagala Massacre na Truth Reconciliation Commission.
Umesema umeuza ngamia ngapi?
Mimi nimeuza ngamia 3, niko sawa. That is why niko na energy.
So nataka fungu la 10 kwa hilo.
Oh, Bernard, you have to forgive me. I have to run, but I think I want to.
It's okay, Kim.
Yeah, I really like the debate today, and I want people like Dalao to come back. This is what I want. I want to have an honest discussion with Kenyans.
Thank you very much, Kip.
I like that. We disagree, but it's honest.
Sawa.
All right.
Thank you. Enjoy yourself. See you later.
Keep ujua ya kwamba mimi nikiingia Bernard anahama analeta ile jamaa mwingine anaitwa nani? Kuna ile mbaluya mwingine analetaga hapa. Akihapa. Anajua mimi nitaongea ukweli na ukweli ni ile ukweli kabisa mimi naongea.
Wariahe kwanza wewe ndio una shift kabisa, mara uko Garissa, mara uko Somalia, mara Ethiopia. Even your citizenship is
me niko Dubai. I'm just in Dubai and I don't move out of Dubai, my friend.
Let me say one more thing. For Kibet, atuwachi Gideon Oka. Atuwachi Oka.
Yes.
Remember that quote? Atuwachi Oka. That was the best for me. Atuwachi Oka.
Good.
See you later. See you later.
Thank you, Kip.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you later. So Wariahe.
Nimekusikia.
Haya, fungu la 10 utatuma. Waache hiyo nini kujificha tu.
Bana nimeshukuru sana vile mnaendelea. Nimeshukuru sana vile mnaendelea na hii kazi. Hii kazi ni mzuri, lakini the only problem is nilikuwa nimekuja a bit late, nika sikutaka unajua sasa tungekuwa na watu wengi, at least tungecontribute watu wengi, na naona mlikuwa mnataka kufunga. Alafu nimesema tuacha hata mimi mwenyewe nikuje siku nyingine inshallah taala. Siku nyingine nitakuja.
Sawa, wahi mapema tuongee.
Nimeshukuru sana.
Sawa, wewe barikiwa.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hayo maneno ya hearsay ndio uache. Hiyo maneno ya uongo ndio uache.
Sawa, Mr. Jakindu Bey. Naomba tufungie hapo. Thank you all of you that joined us for the show today. We are really happy that you made our day, and we look forward to doing this later on in the day. Those of you who would love to feature on our show of aspirants, get in touch with me, inbox the information, and we'll be able to get back to you to line up a show, whether you're going for MCA, MP, women rep, Senate, governor, president. We have a room for interviewing you and giving you an opportunity to sell your agenda to your people. Thank you very much. I salute Kenneth W. Thank you, Martin Wilson. Wewe ni wetu, you are always there for us. Thank you very much. Alice Norman, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Asil to TV, we appreciate you. Dennis Ondiek, we salute you. Thank you so much. Who else is here? Millie Athiambo, we thank God for you. Thank you so much for keeping here. Peter Ndungu, asante sana. And then we have Penny Nyagaka, we appreciate you. We have Dom Sonnet, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for keeping at Mutembei TV. Let's do this again later on in the day. Junior Simpler, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And guys, let's keep sharing that link with everybody. Let's make sure that we are watching and learning all we need to learn, and be at liberty to challenge whatever that we are doing by making us do better, by calling us to higher standards. We really appreciate everybody's contribution. Only that make your language to be palatable and welcoming to everybody, so that we can all live together in harmony as the call is upon our lives. With the Kenya that we are looking for, every Kenyan must be proud to be a Kenyan. Let's do this later on in the day. God bless you.